Hope you all had a nice Christmas. I sure did. And the reason that I have been actually off YouTube, now this is serious business now. The reason I have been off YouTube and I didn't notify anybody that I was going off YouTube is because I don't have to notify people that I'm going off YouTube. It's not my job, nor is it my nor am I indebted into the YouTube community to let you know when I'm going to take a vacation. I am not like, as you all well know, I am not like those other YouTubers that say, I'm gonna quit YouTube. I'm going off YouTube. I'm gonna stop YouTube. This is my last show. I'm not going to make any more shows. I don't apply. That doesn't apply to me, that nonsense. When I want to stop doing something, like I will just give me a moment to shut this door. You're getting a lot of light that's coming in. The sun shining light on a dark subject, which we're going to get to in a moment. I don't follow the rules of the masses. I have no wish, want, or desire to be like anybody else on YouTube. Aloe de Winter, thanks very much. Happy New Year's, my friend. I look forward to a great New Year's, and I certainly look forward to meeting you. And thanks for all the assistance that you have given me in the past. Aloe de Winter, for those of you who don't know, when Aloe and I, and now I'm not allowed to talk about my case. This is a for instance why I'm not like the other people on YouTube. I don't talk about legal issues. I do discuss every aspect of every nuance of the legal issues with Aloe de Winter, who has been part of, I guess you could call Aloe part of my legal team, because we have had 3- and 4-way conversations with my lawyer and one other and myself. Aloe de Winter, if I describe something to Aloe de Winter, he will tell me what his opinion is. He'll tell me his opinion. He'll give me his opinion and why he thinks it's so. And then I go to the lawyer's office, and the lawyer tells me what Aloe said, somehow. So somehow Aloe knows what the lawyer knows. Now, I don't know how Aloe knows what the lawyer knows, but Aloe is, if you took Aloe's advice and my lawyer's advice on any given topic that I've ever discussed with my lawyer or Aloe, it's as if they conferred with one another and their advice is identical. So Aloe de Winter, for those of you who don't know, I have no idea what he does for a living. But he is on par with the legal knowledge of my lawyer. Now, in regards to anything legal, I don't talk about anything legal. I have been told by Aloe de Winter, number one, and number two, the lawyer, to put a lid on it. Don't talk about the case at all. And I've never talked about it. Those of you who try to draw me out into the conversation, it's not going to happen. So those of you who, gaslight me into making false statements about myself or Daisy May or the case and try to draw me out to have a rebuttal or a response, it's not going to happen. It's just simply not going to happen. If you think, I heard recently, You're welcome. You're welcome. I heard a story this morning. My God, hold on. I got to get my channel up here because I can't see. I can only see the comments that are coming in the immediate now time. But hold on a minute. Just give me one moment to get to my comments. Allo, you're very welcome. You people have no idea how smart Allo de Winter is. You have no clue. That man, not only does he remember every nuance of every conversation, he remembers every nuance of every video he's ever done. He has that kind of a mind, and I appreciate nuance of every video, and I appreciate that. Okay, I appreciate people that have good memories. So thank you very much, Al. Now, in regards to a video I saw this morning, there's a man that admitted at the 37-minute mark that he will what is known as gaslighting, or to draw out a response. He choreographs stuff in order to get the response and / evidence that he needs to do something legal in the future. I think that's what the lawyers themselves do as well. And I think that's what people in business do as well. They choreograph the situation to get a result so that it works out, hopefully, in their favor. So does he do that? He certainly does. It's not the first time he admitted it, but it is what he does. So he is soliciting a response from the people he is addressing, or implying that he's addressing in his videos, to get a response. And if he doesn't get the response that he wants by choreographing a certain statement in a certain manner or fashion, then he'll do what is called in the movies the good guy, bad guy routine. One guy will come in and be a nice guy to a suspect, and another guy will come in and do the bad guy routine. So he will continue to try different avenues to get the same. He wants a result, but he will continue to go after the result he wants, and whatever it takes to get that result, he will try different methodologies in which to do that. And in the case of the great Barry Jordan, hey, Jones, thank you very much. Hey, Jonesy. I love that name, actually. Jonesy, that's the name of the cat on one of my favorite movies, The Alien. When Sigourney Weaver had a cat, Jonesy was the name of the cat. I will never forget that name. Thanks for stopping by, and Happy New Year, Jonesy. What a great movie that was. I think that movie, I remember when I went to see that movie in 78, I was with a girl who had a pair of red hot pants on. I'll never forget those hot pants, and I'll never forget the girl, and she was scared to death. She was scared to death. But anyway, turned out I dated her for a while. Pretty long time, actually. But Jonesy, yeah, I'll never forget that name. And Allo, John Blaze is here. John Blaze. Wow. John Blaze, thanks for stopping by. The great man. People are calling me the great. I find that interesting because I don't actually think that anything that I've done recently is great. The greatest thing that I've done recently is to go off YouTube without telling anybody why I was off YouTube. Now I'll tell you why I was off YouTube. This is a great achievement. This is the second great achievement that I've done in a December. Actually, the third. 2 years ago, and now 3 weeks plus. It'll be 4 weeks and 4 days. I quit smoking. I had a pack of cigarettes in my hand, and I had a cigarette, and I said, this is my last cigarette. I'm not going to smoke any more cigarettes. And that what was left in that pack sat on the shelf behind me until the moisture in the air one day from the rain came in and got the pack wet and turned it into some, brown paste inside. The cigarettes got wet about a year later after I quit. So it's 2 years and 3 weeks. When I stopped smoking, I stopped smoking. Now, when I stopped drinking, and I was drinking when I had the wounds on my leg were really, really severe, from all the way from my ankle to my knee, and the doctors would not give me any pain medication. I drank a lot of alcohol in that 6-month period. But then one day, I stopped drinking. When the pain subsided, the alcohol stopped. That was about 8 months ago. Now, I had a drink with my friend, Scott Del Fuego, on Christmas. We shared a Christmas toast to one another as friends. We didn't do any excessive drinking. We had a toast for Christmas. I actually went out and bought a bottle of I forgot the name of it, triple sec, and he had a Manhattan, and I had a but when I had a triple sec. I had quite a few, maybe 4 of them, but we didn't get drunk. So when I quit drinking, when the pain in my legs subsided to the point where the 10 and 12 and 14 ibuprofens that I was taking a day. You see this? I was taking 10 and 4 more, 14 ibuprofens a day. You're only supposed to take 8. That was for the pain in my leg. And so I wouldn't take 14 at the time when the wounds were from my ankle to my knee. When I didn't want to take that many, I would drink to kill the pain and to go to sleep. But when I quit drinking 8 months ago, it was 8 months until Christmas when I had a drink. So when I quit something, I just do it. So I didn't advertise that I was going to quit YouTube right around the end of November. Hola, hey, the buzz. That's nothing, baby. That's nothing. Wait an hour or so. We have out the Brun hair clipper. We're going for a full-on opow, which means bald. It'll go a 1/16 of an inch. I'm getting ready, but I don't think I'm going to shave my head, but I think I will shave this. I use this clipper to shave my head and my beard, and then I will shave my face with this. And then I don't have to go to the beauty parlor or the hairstylist. And it's not the $1 that the hairstylist costs, or $1.50, whatever it is now. It's the fact that you got to get into a tricycle and go somewhere, and then wait a half an hour or 45 minutes and sit on some barber chair with millions of people's hair on it, and any kudos that may be in their hair. I went to a barber shop about 2 years ago, and I saw the little kudos in the hair on the chair, and then I went, and Daisy and I bought this, and that was it. I got to tell you, the barbers cut the hair of people who have kudos or little minuscule bugs in their hair, and then when they cut it and you sit in the chair, you get kudos. They go on your shirt, then you bring them home. You go into your bed. They go on your pillow. You gotta disinfect everything. So this was $12. It was on sale for half price, and now it's $24. I think it's a U beater, and this is a good one. The battery stays in this for 6 or 7 cuts. But digressing back, John Blaze in the Philippines. John Blaze in the Philippines. Let me address that. Let me just finish up In person, there was no money exchanged. Well, I'll address it now. In person, there was no money exchanged. But John Blaze had donated to my channel to bang a pot a lot. But in person, there was zero money, nor was there any alcohol. Yes, the barber will come to my house here. Yes, that's true. He sits in the Paroque next door or underneath the Stanley House, and he'll gather the people from the local area will come. That's true. That is true. And his name is Michael Sangai. I call him Sangai. It means the same name. And then he charges $1. But again, you have to wait in line. And again, there's multiple people's hair where you're sitting to get your hair cut. Once I saw the kudos in the hair, I wouldn't do that again. So, did John Blaze give me money in person in Alona Beach? No. Did we have any alcohol that night? No. There's his friend Carl, his wife, John Blaze, and his now wife was there. We did not consume any alcohol at all, not even a drop. So for being accused of drinking alcohol that night, why can't I just have a bubbly personality? See, this is the gaslighting thing that this particular entity does. Fazio was drunk. We all know Fazio goes to bars. Nobody ever in the history of the Philippines, period, has ever seen me inside a bar where the door closes behind me. I've been in outside cheeky huts. Nobody has ever seen me drink in public, ever. I had one beer when I moved here the first month when I lived in, I lived on Alona Beach, on the beach, next to a bar, 12 feet away from a bar. Hold on. Yeah, no, you're welcome. It's the truth. It's easy to remember the truth. At first I thought, why you would ask that question, but then I realized why you asked the question. It's easy to remember the truth. John Blaze, as far as I know, doesn't drink alcohol. I've been with John 4 times now, and he, in a bar, sitting at a bar on Alona Beach, and he never had an alcoholic beverage. He has water. I bring my own water. So no, we did not exchange money, but you had given me super chat months before I met you. As far as digressing back, coffee and water. That's it. That's true. We had at the restaurant, we had water, and you may have had coffee. I don't actually remember what you had at the restaurant. And because John Blaze brought me goop, I took John Blaze and his wife out for dinner as a thank you. So it wasn't a one-way street with John and I. And there was, again, no money exchanged at all. He has super chatted me, though. So digressing back to, I don't announce when I'm going to do something. I might say that I'm going to do something, then I do it. I don't get on every single day and say, I'm going to quit YouTube. I'm going to go off YouTube for a month. I need a vacation. I don't do that. I'm not like that. So when one day I woke up and you know what? Let me tell you people something about what's going on YouTube. The great Barry Jordan. Somebody is recording and detailing with notes, every single thing you do, everything I do, everything that John Blaze does, probably everything Scott Del Fuego does, certainly everything that Roberto does, and now everything that Aloe does. Because he doesn't do anything else. That's his life. My life. My life is YouTube. There should be a placard. You should hand out cards. My life is YouTube. Oh my God. Imagine having an epitaph as a joke. Your wife or your girlfriend puts that on your gravestone. Whoa! Whoa! We have Super Chat, orange, from the Go-Go Bobo sister. Wait, Go-Go, I got a spoon and I got a pot. We're going to bang the spoon and a pot, and now I'm going to talk about my life. I'm going to make up a song right now for Go-Go Bobo sister. My life is YouTube. DNC. Dude, DNC, we have a full house today. I'm going to tell you guys what I've been doing for the last 5 weeks. You guys are going to trip out on this. I got a pot. I got a spoon. I got 2 spoons. And then I'm going to show Go-Go Bobo his shirt. I think. Hold on, I got a shirt for Go-Go Bobo. Well, yeah. I got one of these. When Wes comes here, Go-Go Bobo, I have a bag. I have a box. I have a box of these shirts, Go-Go Bobo. So this is something, but this one is used. But I have a box with 60 pounds of shirts in it. This is a Rockscapes, Michael Fazio Rockscapes. Now there's a Rabbi Drew Barker shirt too. Oh, this is a Rabbi Drew Barker. Rockscapes Rabbi Drew Barker. I got the most of these. If you want to tell me what size you are, you let me know. And then, because I have mediums, double X's, and triple X's. Hold on a second. Hello? Hello, Eugene. Happy New Year's. Did you stop by for Christmas? You will stop by for Christmas? What? You stopped by over here for Christmas? Maybe bury up. Mine book tag. Okay, buddy, I'll see you later. Okay. So so we have a Rabbi Drew Barker shirt, and then that's in the back, and in the front, you got to tell me what size. In the front it says Roxy, double X. Okay, double X. Okay, you got it. You'll have a double X, and I'll give that to Wes, because Wes is coming, I think, in a few months. And we have DNC. Oh my God, thank you. Well, so first I gotta sing about Barry Jordan as being watched, observed. I gotta bang a pot. Barry Jordan. The song is for the great Barry Jordan. And why is Barry Jordan great? Let me tell you why Barry Jordan is a great man. Barry Jordan is a great man because Barry Jordan has got the attention of the one, the only man who can claim that YouTube is my life. YouTube is my life. YouTube is my life. YouTube is my life. I don't care. I never cared. I'm never gonna care about anything else. YouTube is my life. YouTube is my life. YouTube is my life. And when I'm gone and I am dust, I want my wife to put it on my epitaph. YouTube is my life. YouTube is my life. YouTube was my life. YouTube was my life. YouTube was my life. I spent every day, everywhere, every day in the bedroom on YouTube because, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube is my life. YouTube is my life. YouTube is my life. That's right. That's right. That's right. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. YouTube is my life. YouTube is my life. And when I went off YouTube, I didn't feel it was necessary to tell anybody I was going off YouTube. I had a project I was working on. My project, if you'll notice, I sent out, it was a lot longer than what I sent out on today's notice from my community page. I have been doing research on the biggest conspiracy theories and conspiracy truths, including the fact I read the entire everything, every word of every nuance of YouTube's policies in regards to conspiracy theories, and I came to the conclusion that I can't do a live stream about the conspiracy theories regarding the moon hoax. Nope. If there was a hoax, I cannot do a live stream on that because it goes against the government narrative. I'm going to get to DNC. DNC, give me a topic. I'll make up a song for you, baby. For you, baby. So YouTube, you guys don't understand this. What YouTube is, boy, YouTube has some serious. So I can't talk about. There's some people that believe the moon landing was a hoax. Can't talk about that. Not allowed. Now, there's another whole group of conspiracies regarding Fukushima, but Fukushima is over now because they don't talk about it anymore, and it only leaks 2 or 3 gallons of drinkable water a month now, according to the fact that they're not talking about it. It must be over, even though they said it would take 40 years. Apparently, by not talking about it, all of the issues went away. Oh, I got to go back to the comment section now. Gogo Boba, Happy New Year's. Okay, DNC, Happy New Year's, Gogo Boba. Scott Del Fuego. Barry Jordan has, the great Scott Del Fuego. Bang, 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 bang. There, Scott Del Fuego is in the house. Ring-a-ding-ding. Scott Del Fuego says Barry Jordan has better trade work than the operatives. Oh, my God, he does. He does. Barry Jordan is a very great man. He has people following. Let me tell you. Let me put I don't want to put the pot away. I should put the pot in my. So, Barry Jordan is so great that he has somebody that not only is he being observed from a distance, but in today's live stream that I heard, it said in the live stream that Barry Jordan somehow, now this, on the 12th of December, that's what's in the live stream. On the 12th of December, Barry Jordan got 3, and little Del Fuego, yeah, little Del Fuego goes a long way, baby. Barry Jordan got 3 upticks in subscribers on December 12th. I think that was what was in the video this morning. Now, wait a second. That in and of itself is not problematic. But what is problematic is the fact that somebody had to go back to Barry Jordan's homepage to see his subscriber count jump up on December 12th. Now, how is that possible? Because if you went back to Barry Jordan's subscriber page today, all you would see is the current subscriber numbers. which means that somebody whose life is YouTube has been screenshotting on a daily basis Barry Jordan's homepage, because Barry Jordan is the greatest blogger on YouTube. He's the greatest blogger, which demands that everybody pays attention to everything that he does every day. So somebody has been screenshotting Barry Jordan. Listen carefully. Somebody has been screenshotting your homepage every day, and in those screenshots, arbitrarily, that number that changed supposedly on December 12th, because I don't care what you do. I never cared what you do, and I'm never going to care. As long as you don't care about me, I don't care about you. We're even, okay? Even Steven. Nah, 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 nah. So, when Barry Jordan's uptick on his subscriber count jumped on December 12th, if you looked at it today, it would only show you the current numbers. So that means that somebody who YouTube is their life, YouTube is my life, YouTube is my life, YouTube is my life, YouTube is my life. La 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 la, na 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 na. I don't do anything but YouTube all day, every day, 24/7. How I don't know. But somebody has been paying attention and taking pictures, taking notes, I say, of Barry Jordan's homepage. That's the only way you could know that when the uptick occurred. If that's true, I don't know, because I don't go to Barry Jordan's homepage and screenshot it. Barry Jordan, you are a great man. You are being followed. Some people might call it celery stalks. So let's go. We got to go to the comments now. I got to go. So Barry Jordan that's why Barry Jordan is a great man. He's a great man. Somebody has taken the time to go and screenshot a Barry Jordan homepage every day. So let me tell you something else, Barry. Listen carefully, Barry. This is for you, Barry. I, Michael Fazio, told you a year ago to let it go. And maybe things would not be the way they are now for you. And if you, Barry Jordan, don't think that somebody has been copying everything that you do, probably properly by a legal method, you're wrong about that. All the videos about the evidence being lost and the evidence being lost and the evidence being lost, don't believe that. How that turns out, well, we all have to wait and see. But in your mind, you think the evidence was lost. In my mind, I don't think the evidence was lost. So let me go back to the comments. That's just a note for you, Barry. Now it's now history whether or not it's there. Return, nice and enjoyable. Oh, we got to go back up a little bit. The hair looks good. Thank you. Some vids are loading by John Blaze. We got to get John Blaze. Scott. Well, no, John Blaze, you have a wrench. Why don't you post the link to your page? But not just here. Paste it in the comments sections of my different videos. You can post it any way you like. And the video, you have a wrench on my channel, so you can post the title of a video and the link in my comments section and in the chat, John. So please do, by all means. Could you shine some light? Yeah, that we did. Our barber, Martin Harwood, says our barber comes to the house, sits outside. Yes, they will do that here. And we have a friend of ours named Michael that does do that, but it's not the question of, first of all, even when he comes, and Michael has been doing this this week. This week coming up, I'll be here 8 years. He's been doing it for 8 years. He comes down the block and he gets a group of men together. But it's the fact that I saw the little bugs in the hair, in the hair cutting place. I won't go where there are other people that get their hair cut. I know I don't have bugs. I did once. I put on a motorcycle helmet because you had to wear a helmet. There was the helmet law during the lockdown, and I felt like that. And I said to Daisy, "Do you see anything in my hair?" She goes, "Yeah, there's kudos in there." And I said, that I put on a helmet. I had that helmet on for half an hour from Malona Beach to where I live in Dolho, and I got the kudos. So you got to be careful when you put on a helmet, a motorcycle helmet here in the Philippines. You can get the kudos, and then once they start to work in your hair, they start to lay eggs. You could have, it won't kill you, but I mean, it makes your head itchy. So putting on a helmet, a strange helmet on a motorcycle, you can get bugs. Just a heads up, literally a heads up. So let's go back. John, you're welcome. Go Bobo, thank you very much. We did the YouTube is my life. YouTube is my life. For Go Bobo's sister. And Go, I did release Peter V, because I got to tell you, Peter V, when he is on a roll, is a funny dude. Peter V. Jr. Now, he's been, you're welcome, thank you. He's been, you know, some of the people get carried away with. I don't care what you say about me per se, because it's not true. It might be true, but it may not be true. But when you criticize, not you, Go, but when other people criticize Daisy, Daisy's an innocent. She doesn't do anything. She's not a YouTuber. She might do some dancing. Doesn't give you the right to talk about Daisy. Who, when her and I broke up, was there any animosity about that? Not at all. People move on with their lives. You people don't understand. When you break up with a woman, you just let it go. It's over. Nothing you're going to do about it's going to change anything, except the fact that she's not there anymore, and you're not there anymore to take care of her. She's got to go out and move on with her life, and you have to move on with your life. You can't hold on to them like it's a possession. They're not worldly possessions. So when Daisy and I broke up and she started dating another man who genuinely loved her, and you people talked about her like she was some sort of a second grade, person, it wasn't true. Daisy didn't. The stories are that Daisy was talking to this fella when I went to New York 7 months before she met him. I don't think that's true, but if it was true, why would I care? When a girl is ready to leave you, she's going to leave. Nothing you could do about it. But Daisy didn't leave me for that. See, this is the lies. I could straighten out all the lies, but you won't believe it. And then there'll be a rebuttal. Of course, it will be to get a reaction. Daisy and I decided to end our relationship. Amenable. We're done. Back in 2019, whenever it was. She's on. She's gone. God bless her. I continued to give her money from August 8th until the end of January, even after she met the man she was going to marry, with no animosity, none whatsoever, because I don't. It's not important to me what she does. She didn't steal anything from me. She didn't cheat on me that I know of, and I don't believe she did. But somebody to come on and make innuendos that Daisy cheated on me, that is not allowed. Do you have proof? Is there physical proof that before August 8th, when she left, before that she was talking to another man, I would like to see it. If that's true, then I will admit it's true. Send me the proof. But if it's not true, I don't allow people to talk about Daisy May. And she's an innocent person. So the reason I blocked a lot of people is because you talked bad about Daisy May. And she doesn't deserve that. That fella, lots of people talk about her. I just blocked them. I don't allow that. You want to say something about me? And you could say that. If it's true, it's true. If it's not true, it's not true. But hopefully that the people that I unblocked, and there was 7 of them, that they stop talking about Daisy May. If Daisy May comes up in a negative way, not allowed. If Daisy May decides to put up a video and you want to go and subscribe to her channel, go ahead. Knock yourself out. I hear lots of stories that I'm going to go and date Daisy May, and I'm going to get in touch with Daisy May, and I'll be her next boyfriend. And did that happen? No. But does it bother me? No, the guy didn't say anything really bad, but he just has delusions of grandeur. Daisy May wouldn't even date that man who said those words. I could say his name, but I won't. But he is a used car salesman, so he was throwing the baloney out there. But anyway, you could say it if it's true about me. You can't talk about Daisy May. If you can't get that through your head, well, that's up to you. Because I hear people get upset when you talk about their girlfriend or their wife. Or John Blaze is a little bit upset that you talked about his wife, and well, he should be. She's an innocent on YouTube. The alpha male mentality, that's true. We let stuff go. The things that we can't do anything about and that are true, you have to accept. Thank you very much. D-I-L, thank you, Dill. You have to accept the things that you can't change and just move on. Otherwise, they destroy your tomorrow. There's people out there that can't let the past go, and they never... Every day they wake up, their day sucks. And they think that they're going to make everybody else's life miserable by spouting misery in every direction, just spewing it out. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Eventually, that misery will build up and will cause more mental anguish and angst, and it just destroys. Every single day you wake up, you destroy your day. By 5:30 in the morning, your day is gone. It's all about the great Barry Jordan. Now it's all about John Blaze. And then there's future people. Your life is pitter-pattering past you, which brings me to why I quit YouTube. But first I'm going to go to the comments. DNC Human Circle. DNC has turned out to be one of the best friends I've ever had. DNC sent me a note about 8 months ago saying, Michael, I know you don't talk to Aloe, but Aloe asked me to reach out to you because DNC, you guys can believe what you want. I know who a lot of people are and their lifestyle and the way they live and where they live, which I never give up. I'd never give it up. I'm not that type of person. All up in your geek. Hey, Roberto, thanks for stopping by. Merry Christmas, Roberto, and a Happy New Year. I know you didn't get to see all the comments the other day, but I enjoyed the hell out of your show, man. And it was a way to get together and make amends with Gogo Bobo's sister, Peter V. And even at the end of the show, Big E said he has no issues with Fazio. And I said, cool, Happy New Year's. So it was a way to make amends with the people that we've had problems with in the past. And we have to thank Roberto for the show to make that possible. Because without Roberto, there would still be anxiety between myself and Gogo Bobo and Peter V and Cebu Bossman, who I had blocked and unblocked this morning, and Kenny and Cebu, who I had blocked, who I unblocked. Because those two guys never really said anything bad about me. Once in a while, and I had preemptively blocked them. But Roberto's show made me see that you can move on with your life. So with myself and Biggie saying I have no problems with Fazio, that made me feel very good. And good. Yeah, yes, thank you, Roberto. Thank you. You made that possible. You definitely made that possible. And so a show that was supposed to be about one thing turned out to be about somebody else, but it all turned out good in the end. And a lot of people were moving on with their lives. You got to move on with your life. The angst and the anger and the anxiety is just going to kill you. And that brings me to why I went off YouTube right around the end of November, or I think it was November 28th. I said to myself, look at me. I got things to do, places to go, people to see, appointments to keep. And I'm sitting here watching two of the most useless people in the world talk about each other back and forth on YouTube. That is not a good sign. I am draining my life energy to watch two, not one, two completely useless blogs a day, every day, back and forth. And if you could summarize those blogs, you would see that there's nothing new in those blogs. Every day it's the same thing. Now, I told the great Barry Jordan, let it go. Move on with your life. Stop talking about this crap. It's only going to get worse. But the great Barry Jordan, he has dug a hole where he's not going to get out of that hole because he doesn't take my advice. And he goes, I don't take anybody's advice. Okay, the great Barry Jordan, I wish you luck. I always wanted to see you prosper. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Barry. I don't think that's going to happen now. Hold on a minute. Let me get to these comments. So getting back to DNC. DNC reached out to me and said, Michael, I know you don't like Aloe. He wants to help you. He's serious. And you know, DNC has been a good enough friend for me to say, you know what? You know how long I know DNC? Who he is, what he does, where he lives? Freebird, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to get to you. I'm going to get to that comment in a minute. I got to get to my... DNC has been my friend, seriously. I know who he is, where he lives, what he does. I know about his family. I know about his heritage. We've talked many times on emails. We've confided in one another. When DNC said Aloe genuinely wants to be your friend, I said, you know what? If DNC says it, that's good enough for me. And I spoke with Aloe, and within an hour, we knew that we were going to be friends for life. So the discoordinated efforts to separate Aloe and I, never going to happen. Never going to happen. We have become such good friends. I could see us being together for the rest of our lives. So let me go on. Thank you, DNC. And we got to get to DNC. What was the song you wanted me to sing? Time for the pot. Well, we're gonna bang a pot. I gotta get a topic. I gotta get a topic. I'm waiting for DNC's topic. Yes, Wes. Yeah, I know all about. Yes, thank you, Gogo. Wes and you live in a general vicinity. Nice, enjoyable return by the indefatigable Michael Fazio. Nice. Thank you, Scott. Extra large is good, says Gogo Bobo for the shirt. This is the shirt that Gogo Bobo is going to get. I don't know why he didn't get a shirt. You know, Gogo, when I was in New York at that time, if I did promise you a shirt, I may have. Daisy wrote it down in a book. But this is the shirt that Gogo Bobo is going to get. Rockscapes Rabbi Jew Barker, double X in the back and in the front. And I would send it to you, Gogo. Let me tell you something, Gogo. One shirt, half a kilo, is $60. Scott, I just sent out shirts to Scott 7-8 months ago during the lockdown. It was $80 to send out shirts to Scott. To send out a couple of shirts to Scott. I don't know what it is now. So that's, now Daisy may have lost the address, or maybe I just didn't have, maybe I misplaced the paper because they were on little sheets of paper. I apologize. Barry Jordan has better trade work than the operatives. Dill, they want you deaf. Oh, he remembers. You know, Dill. I am not allowed to sing that song. I'm not allowed to sing that song anymore. I had to make all those videos disappear. I had to take them off of YouTube. They gave me a week. They gave me a week to take certain videos off. They gave me a list, and I took them off. Yes. Freebird, this is epic. Thanks, Freebird. Now, Freebird, here's a perfect example of Freebird. Freebird apparently has been following me for years. And was always 60% on Fazio's side and 40% off. But then there was a small period of time where Freebird was going to the dark side. And it's his entitlement to go wherever he wants. But I said to him, why are you doing that to me? I've not done anything to you. And when I asked him a question, and I asked a lot of people the question in a live stream, what have I done physically? Have I attacked anybody's girlfriend? No, never, ever. Never have I brought somebody's girlfriend or wife into the picture that I can remember. Have I talked bad about people? You people come on my show and say, I don't know anything about carpentry. I'll give you my 11 contractor's licenses and my A&P. And as a rebuttal, I have 11 federal and state licenses. So if you don't and I do, that means I have the knowledge. I'm not going to allow you people to knock me down because it gives you a thrill up and down your leg. I'm not going to allow that. It's not complicated. So Freebird and I are now moving on with our lives, and thank you for stopping by and the positive comments that I've seen all over the place from Freebird. And Freebird, even when he was upset with Michael Fazio in the third party, he would say, but you know, Fazio's not a bad guy, but, and then he would give his reasoning. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. He's entitled to his opinion. And nothing was ever really bad said. So I really never held it bad against him. So certain things are reasonable. You got to have, certain things are not reasonable. But when it's reasonable, and you got to understand it, and it takes a long time for people to see this. Not something that you wake up one day and you see everything that there is. You say, right, you know what? All this nonsense is not worth the angst and the anger. And watching YouTube, watching two completely worthless bloggers go at it back and forth, tit for tat. That's not life. So I quit YouTube. I didn't say I was quitting YouTube. The mandatory 3 weeks were up, and all of a sudden I was dead. My leg was amputated. Which it wasn't. My infection got worse, which it didn't. The wounds got so bad I had to go into the hospital. That never happened. In 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to show you my leg. There probably won't be any wounds left on my right leg, to the chagrin of one of the useless bloggers. My leg is getting better. Don't worry about my leg. You should worry about other things. You should worry about the great Barry Jordan. He may very well win. I don't think so. Wishful thinking on my behalf and many others. But he might set a blow down into your camp that you might regret. one day. I don't know. The great Barry Jordan, I believe he's capable of anything. And when you're going to box somebody that's capable of anything into a corner, the great Barry Jordan may just retaliate. I don't know. He said things that he's going to win the case. He seems to be sure he's going to win. Time will tell. Let's get on with the thing. So thanks, DNC. Thanks, Freebird. Thanks, Go-Go Boba Sister. Thanks, Big E. Thanks, Roberto. Thanks, DNC. And we have Dill says the alpha male mentality is to move on. That's it. That's what I decided to do back in November. It can't be. This can't be my life, YouTube. It's not my life. I bought a drone that people donated $1,350 to. They paid for the drone. Then I bought a phone for $1,400 to operate the phone. I have drone videos to make. We had 10 days of rain. It looks like we're going to get 3 days of clear weather. I'm going to go out. I'm going to shave. I'm going to go to the 7-Eleven, and I'm going to get a load. I'm going to get 120 eggs at the local eggery and chicory, and then I'm going to come back, and if it's still sunny out, I'm going to make a video of the flat earth, because we are going full-on flat earth videos for the first week of January. The earth is flat, and I have about 7 pages of notes as to prove why, and I've taken those from channels like Eric Dubay and many others who I'll name in when I make a reference to their videos or live streams or books. I'll make a reference to it, but the earth is flat. Water seeks its own level. Gyroscopes are set at a degree, usually plane. My Uncle Jay said, when you set a gyroscope from California to across the Pacific Ocean, I said, but how does it know how to compensate for the curvature of the earth? I was 18 years old. I was building my boat. My Uncle Jay said, you set the gyroscope for 100 feet and you go across the ocean, there is no curvature of the earth. I didn't understand what he meant, but he was in charge of gyroscopes as a submariner and batteries. So that was my first notification that the earth was flat. Moving on, let's get back to the notes. Freebird says, I want a white knight, a little lady on an island that I know for a fact. Oh, I want to white knight. Freebird, you sound like Joel Alba already. I want to white knight a little lady on an island that I know for a fact she is abused by her boyfriend / supporter, because I have seen it on YouTube. If you took Freebird's comment and put it in brackets, Joel Alba has the same point of view. Apparently the woman has qualities that are desirable by certain men that want to come to the Philippines. She also has a reputation for keeping a clean house and pretty much being a good mother and a good provider for her family. So that woman is a desirable woman by other men. Now, I know that that's never going to happen, but it's a comment in my comments that other people have also shared their desire to not just meet a particular woman that may or may not have been abused, but they've also shared their desire to be with Daisy May, because Daisy May has a reputation of being a good woman. So thanks for the comment, Freebird, and I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I see your point of view. John Blaze, an orange for you. Here are some super chat that the hate master can't have. So, DNC, I'm still waiting for a topic. DNC. So, ladies and gentlemen, introducing John Blaze. If you want to be a blazer, John Blaze, get your channel and your link up there. Become a Blazer. Earn Super Chat. John Blaze. He tells the truth. I've seen his property. He's not lying. He knows the law. If you marry a Filipina, the property goes to the Filipina. 60% and 40% would become John Blaze's property. However, if there are children and the husband or the wife in that marriage dies, unfortunately, the property goes to the children or to the husband or to the wife until the children are old enough to take legal possession of the property. However, John Blaze, he is correct. If he's married to a Filipina and she dies, he becomes the owner of the property. I do believe there's a clause that makes that possible, unless there are children. And there are no children. John Blaze is a truth sayer. John Blaze is a powerhouse on YouTube now, baby. You have everybody's attention, John Blaze. Look at all the people you had on your show this morning. They want to see, they want to hear the truth. The truth is, if an American or a foreigner marries a Filipino, and they're married, legally married, after all is said and done, and the property goes under both their names from the original contract, and the woman who's a Filipina dies, then the woman passes away and the property becomes the possession of the husband, unless there's children. But it still becomes the property of the husband until the children are old enough to take possession of the property and the husband can't sell it. That's my understanding. So thanks for the super chat, John. Thank you. All Up in Your Geek says, good for you. Glad to hear that we had such a great time on All Up in Your Geek show. If someone wants to throw up Roberto's link, please do so. John Blaze, I was crying. I was crying. John Blaze apparently has watched a lot of movies. I think he's watched that movie with Al Pacino at the end where he was busting up the powder and snorting it with a paper towel holder, it looked like. John Blaze wants somebody to, and that was the funniest thing I ever seen. Goddamn, that movie with Al Pacino in it, where he was, at the end, he just threw it on the table and took a paper towel holder and like that. And then look at my little friend. That was funny, John. That was funny. Let's go on a little bit here. Freebird says, we thank you for your older videos that are much better than the others' trash. Freebird, I have a drive right here. Right here. Let me show you something, Freebird, if you're still with me here. See this drive? This is 4A. Thanks, Scott. This is 4A. Okay? So this is 4 alpha. I have 1 alpha, 2 alpha, 3 alpha, and 4 alpha. In this video is approximately 1,400 videos. This is number 4, dating back to 2010. And I'm going to load these. But the problem with that is I talked a lot of politics. So I'm going to load these onto my new channel because there isn't any kind of material like this on YouTube anymore. And that's like the past. And I can talk a little bit like Rabbi Drew Barker. I can talk a little bit like Sergeant Sarducci, but I can never replicate that time of my life with the long hair and the beard of wisdom, and my room where I had the really cool little room with all the doodads and knickknacks and junk hanging on the wall. So in this video, storage tower is 3 terabytes of videos and pictures, including the dollar bill pictures, the dollar bill videos, the Rabbi Drew Barker videos, the Mr. Obama videos, the basement videos from 2013. So there's about 1,400 videos on here that I can discern. I've gone through about 100 folders, and I have about 250, maybe 200 more folders, and 250 individual videos to review. I have to review them first, because let's say I was talking about the great Mr. Al Sharpton. And let's say I portrayed the great Mr. Al Sharpton in a negative light. Well, I can't put that video up anymore. I just put an X in front of the video and I move on. Now, if I talk about something else, and then Mr. Al Sharpton's in the last 3 or 4 minutes, I can cut the great Mr. Al Sharpton out of the video. Or the same thing with our #1 best president ever, Mr. Obama. Oh my God, he was the best. He did more for this country. So I have the videos. I saved, not only did I save every single video, but I saved other people's videos as well, using a screen capture, hundreds. I probably have 500 videos captured with the full screen, where I go from the screen to the channel link, to the about page, to the date, back to the video link, back to the channel, the URL for the channel, and then the date again. Then I go and watch the video. It's all screen captured, not a replay of a video like that fake channel, the copycat channel. None of that detail or information is in any of those videos. I record them properly, and I have, going back to 2017, just about every video from a few different people with their homepage, face, URLs for the video, URL for the homepage, and whatever name the channel was named on that particular day. So, and in here is 2009 to 2013. Then I have 2013 to 15, 15 to 18, and then 18 up till present day. And then this one here, where did I put that? Then I have another one for the last year only. So I record, I take notes, and I have this stuff, not then, because these are my videos. They're on my page. So just remember that I have about 500 videos with the home page, the face, the URLs, the home page URL, in case I need them for reference material. So let's go back to the comments. Scott Del Fuego, stop talking about my planet. Topic is in the feed. Thank you, Freebird, for my older videos. Yeah, so Freebird, that's the truth. I'm gonna upload of the 12,000 videos that are before this year, about 11 to 12,000 videos. I estimate I'm going to load about 4,000 of those videos. And and monetize them, of course. But I have to review every video and listen to every word. And if someone wants to recommend a good editing program to me, I might have to buy an editing program, because there might be a middle place that I want to cut out, and YouTube's editor does not allow me to do that. Going back to the comments. I remember another YouTuber says Scott Del Fuego banging a pot said it was satire, but he didn't make any money. No, you have to bang a pot to make a lot, but you have to do it with some zeal, with some zest. If you don't have any zest in your foots. Are there any flyovers of the swampy areas? I don't actually know about that. I wouldn't know about that. I heard that there was a video from years ago from a local, might have been the parachuting plane that had a flyover. The plane that does the parachuting, I think that guy did a video of a flyover back then, but other than that, no, I would say that there are not any flyovers. And of course, there should be, because some spots on different islands should be made, famous. But that, as far as I know, there are no flyovers at this time. What is all this video? This video is about some of my older videos. It's about how people, in my opinion, should not be allowed to talk about other people's girlfriend, wives, sisters, or family members in any way, shape, or form. It's about two people that have been going back and forth daily. Angst, the anger, for a year now, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the threats from both people, except one of these people puts his face in the video and the other one does not. And to the great Barry Jordan, more information. To some degree, I believe he's correct about the face part. Does it have my face in it? And was it derogatory? And if it had your face, Barry Jordan's face, and it was derogatory, it holds more water. Now, if it's a third-party video, I don't know what the current law is on that. I don't know. I could find out, but why would I? You're not that important to me to call my lawyer up and ask him. I know what I have, and that's all I need for what I have, for what I need, if I need it. But for you, you keep saying, the great Barry Jordan, he has put out that he has information that may or may not be third party. I don't know if they've changed the rules. I have no idea. I don't think they did, but I don't know that they did not. But if it's a third-party video and it's not on the person's channel and you didn't get it directly from his homepage with screenshots of the video, of the URL of the video on his homepage, you're probably not allowed to use it. I think. I don't know. Oh, real peso millionaire. You can't fly drones on Battalion Island without special communicators. The infrastructure is too primitive. See, that's the truth. See, when I went to Battalion Island, I went during Hurricane Kuro, Kuro. There was no towers were working except in the town itself. So I could not make drone videos. And I tried. I went to the ruins. I couldn't get a reception at the ruins. And the ruins is not where I wanted to drone. So I wanted to drone other places of the island. There were the ruins I wanted to do. I wanted to drone where I stayed at Rick's Resort and show you how far deep water was from the resort, but I couldn't get a signal even to send Daisy May a text from my phone to her phone in the same room. Couldn't even get a signal. So it was during Typhoon Kourou or Hurricane Kourou. There was no service. I would have to call up the tricycle driver 45 minutes or a half an hour in advance to get a text to get him to come pick us up. So that island's infrastructure is junk. You know, it's just not up to par. It's, you know, it's more advanced than it was in the 1400s during the Salem witch trials. But at that time, that week, during Hurricane Kourou, there was no cell tower service at all, or a text would take a half an hour to go through, except in Bantayan proper. Then you could make a video, and I wasn't going to make a video of a store, a line of stores. And by the way, I went to the vegetable market. I went to, what's where we bought our foods. I went to several restaurants. Why would I make videos of a vegetable market in Bantayan Island? I wasn't interested in that. Every vegetable market looks like every other vegetable market. I wanted to go parachuting, tandem parachuting. That I would have did, but it was closed. So I went to the places. I went to Ogden Cave. Ogden Cave. It was closed. The whole city was closed down during the Typhoon Kourou. So no, there were no drone videos of the island. That, not yet. Someone wants to make it and post it, by all means, please do. John Smith says those two are like schoolgirls fighting in the playground. That's true. It's true. Come on. Every day. See, that's why I quit. It was those two people that were antagonizing one another that made me say this. I'm going to go off YouTube. I didn't make a note. I didn't notice anybody. Even my friends, if I talked to them, I would say, by the way, I'm off YouTube. I'm taking a break. But I didn't say I'm getting off YouTube. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break. Why would I have to do that? To whom is it important? No one cared. The only thing they cared about is waiting the mandatory 3 weeks and then saying that Fazio's in the hospital. Fazio's infection got worse. That was not true. That was not true either. Fazio's, maybe he died. That wasn't true either. Why do you wait 3 weeks? Why not 3 days? Why not a month? But 3 weeks, the 3 times I was off YouTube for 3 weeks or more, on the 3rd week, somebody's keeping track. He must be dead. I'm not dead. And I don't care what you think. I never cared what you think, and I'm never going to care what you think. And you people that are going back and forth every day, I will listen to your videos while I'm cooking. I will listen to your videos when I'm thinking about cleaning up the house. Not that I ever do that. I don't do that at all. But I think about it all the time. There's lots of stuff I can do around here, but why? It's just going to go back to the way it was. So that I save all that time with not cleaning, and I have all that time. I don't have to worry about going outside and looking at the side of my house and cleaning. I heard somebody talking about the cat prints on the wall. The cats jump up on the wall and make mud prints on the. Could you imagine being that anal retentive that you go outside and reconnoiter the wall to see if the cat jumped up and left cat prints on the wall? Who is that? I don't want an answer. Who in their right mind would be that anal retentive to go out and reconnoiter, survey the property, and look for cat prints on the wall, and then go get soap and water and wash cat prints off the wall, the exterior where the gate, and where it looked like there was a gate, that's what he was pointing to. Why wouldn't you just wait till the rain washed the cat? Who? Come on. Jesus Christ. That's anal retentive. Bantayan. DNC Human Circus. I reconnoitered 30 miles away from the city of Bantayan, Santa Fe proper. No, 30 kilometers, 30 kilometers. I went down a road, up a road, across the road. On the main road, I followed the new highway up about 15 kilometers. I did this for one reason, and one reason only. I looked for new construction. There wasn't any. The road, yes, billions or hundreds of millions of pesos are being spent on new roads. But new housing, new businesses, from Bantayan town proper, in the town, there were several old money businesses reinvesting on properties. Old money, not new money. Or Rich, an airline pilot, so I heard, was building a 4-story hotel. But the people that have had successful businesses there for 40 or 50 years, 30 years, 20 years, they were taking advantage of the lockdown and cheap labor. So there were dozens of new buildings being constructed in Bantayan town proper. Outside the town, it looked like one lumberyard or supply house was being built. One office building was being built, maybe two. And every once in a rare while, you'd see a house that was having an extension put on it, but no new construction. And that's why I went to Bantayan Island, to check out and see for a friend of mine that wants to live there. And he still wants to live there based on the fact that there's no new construction going on. He still wants to go there to raise his family because it's so far away from the beaten path. He thinks that his children will have a better shot at living a normal life. And I helped him out with going there to find out that information, and I wanted to see for myself. Me personally, no way you could. First of all, there are so many disadvantages to living on Bantayan Island. You would have to be prepared to have all amenities taken away from you. In other words, there's no big supermarkets there. None. Not now, not when I went there in September. None. So you have to get on a ferry. It's only $3. It's $5 to get on the bus and on the ferry for a senior. And then it's $6 for a regular person. You got to get on the ferry and go to Cebu. That's 6.5 or 7 hours to go shopping to bring food back. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. And maybe you have to stay there overnight. I wouldn't want to do that. See, you have to be completely retired and completely have nothing else to do with your life except YouTube. And you could do YouTube on the ferry. You can sit there and yell at your phone. And I get a kick out of the people that yell at their phone on YouTube, and then it looks like they're hanging their phone from a rubber band, and the phone is going like this, like an elastic strap. I get a kick out of that they can't even hold the phone steady. Maybe they should have went to a school of visual arts to learn how to hold the phone. I don't know, but anyway, there's nothing to do on Bantayan. For me, there was no scuba diving open when I went in September because of the storm. Whatever scuba diving was available, I found a boat. You could go on a bunker boat. It was like $60. No. The bunker boat that was open when I was there was $238 per person for a 9-hour trip. That was the only thing that was open. And all it was to bring you to another island. I can walk out my front yard and see another island. I mean, I can't swim to another island, but there's one a mile away from me. It cost actually it cost about 1,500 pesos for a 6-hour trip. So my place is $30 for a 6-hour trip, and that place on that vacation was $238 for the same type of trip. Now I understand there were $70 trips there. I don't know. But I don't know because I don't care. I'm never going back there. It wouldn't be a place I would visit again. It wouldn't be a place I would recommend again. It's basically, I read about the infrastructure of the island. They're never going to let large investment to build big houses and complexes and stuff like that. It ain't going to happen. You're going to have to pay so much for impact, what they call impact fines and fees for the environmental impact fees could double the price of a normal house someplace else. I don't know. So let me go back. Oh, I see one of my favorite bloggers here, CFD. CFD. Hold on, let me get there. So Bantayan, there's nothing interesting on Bantayan. No, and it is considered an estuary, and or basically the large portion of the island is considered a swamp, aka the swamp. It's literally designated as a swamp land. For most of the hectares of the island is swamp, and it has minimal. I'm going to tell you a fact about this. It has minimal fresh water. So at some point in the future, they're going to say no more construction, no more private houses, no more hotels, no more building, because the aquifer on the island has limited filtration abilities. After that, they're going to have to do desalination plants, and then that gets real expensive. So that we're close to that now, in my opinion. So if you're not there and you don't have a domicile there and you want to live there, now's the time to go buy something there and get your permits, because eventually, from the environmental impact studies that I read about Bantayan Island, they're going to put a full-on mandatory stop to new construction. Only old construction, and then not even allow much to enlarge it much. And then you will have to have special septic tanks and special wells, because there's a lot of things about Bantayan Island that are nice, and a lot of things that I would choose not to live there. So Freebird, let's see what Freebird has to say. Neither one of those people have gone through proper channels to even begin filing a legal case against the other, because if not mistaken, you start with the barangay captain. Well, that information is actually quite correct. If it's called putting it into a notice through the barangay captain, and then the barangay captain will bring it to the attention of an investigator at the local police department, and then they'll go put it on a blotter or something. I'm not sure. I think they call it a blotter. And then from there, it will, once there is a legal notice, if you have the evidence, if the evidence is provable, then you might be able to bring that to a lawyer, or you can bring it to a lawyer. Now, there are people putting frivolous lawsuits up against other people. For instance, you can get a lawyer that says, yeah, we can put a case against somebody, knowing that the case doesn't have a big chance of winning in a court of law, which is known as a frivolous lawsuit. I guess there are lawyers that do that. I don't know one, but that's possible. And but you really probably should start at the barangay, and from what I hear, I don't know if either one of them went to the barangay. I don't remember that piece of information, but Freebird is correct. It's supposed to start at the barangay level. With me, it's a little different because, well, it's a little different. So, Mike, do you see any? Mike Dill says, do I see any? All right, I'm going to have to, hold on a minute. I don't know if the spelling is right on that. I can't see it. I got to clean my lens. Hold on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on a second. I got to see what that is. Honest training program, Philippines. Okay. Double stick mastery in Filipino martial arts. Actually, I've never looked into anything martial arts in the Philippines, but I'm going to give you the link. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to give you the link. I'm going to post it 3 times. And then on this page, you're going to be able to find honest training, double stick mastery. And I posted it twice. That's what just came up for all of the Philippines. So there might be a place, I don't know. The answer to the question is I don't know of any. I've never looked into martial arts here. Not for that type of training. Meditation and like kickboxing, yeah, there's a couple places that do that, but honest training, I don't even know what it was until I just looked it up. There's your link. Thanks for the question. Farang Iko Misan. Farij. Oh boy. I sense a euphemism here. Farij Iko Misan. This man is not of sound mind. And promote, we have fatwa on Sir Barry. Not true. Fatwa on him may be Allah's will. Fatwa. I don't know what that means. Fatwa. Poor Barry. Taking a beating, and he keeps on ticking like a Timex watch. Barry, the great Barry Jordan, takes a ticking and keeps on licking. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. CFD. Hey, CFD, thanks for stopping by. And for you and yours also, a Happy New Year's. And CFD, okay, Barry Jordan, CFD is the man who's married to the woman that could have saved your Budinskis 7, 8 months ago. His wife is part of a huge, successful legal law firm in the Philippines, and she was willing to give Barry Jordan free legal advice as to what probably her advice, in my opinion, would have been the same as my opinion. Get off YouTube. And then she could have directed him. But at this point, Barry Jordan, the great Barry Jordan, it's a done deal, Barry. Whatever's going to happen to you is set in stone. I don't know which way it's going to go. Everybody's rooting for you, Barry Jordan. Everybody. Yes, Barry Jordan. Barry Jordan. You could say it till the cows come home. I don't know how that's going to work out for you, Barry. I do know that somebody's following your every move, flashing, screenshotting, taking pictures, filing, taking notes. That guy is taking notes on Barry Jordan. Imagine somebody taking notes that he would be able to go back to December 12th and see how many. You'd have to take notes 2 or 3 times a day to see the uptick on Barry Jordan's page. Uptick 240 subs December 12th in the morning. Uptick 230 subs on December 12th, Barry Jordan, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Uptick 200 subs in the afternoon, the late afternoon. I don't know, but somebody is screenshotting your page every day, multiple times. Somebody is taking notes of Barry Jordan. The great Barry Jordan is so important that somebody is taking notes and went back through his notes. That is an amazing thing, that he can remember where the notes are, who the notes are about, and then go back and find the notes and review the notes and the screenshots. Somebody is taking notes. And other people have been accused of taking notes, and yet he takes notes. See the duplicity there? I got to tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if Barry Jordan one day jumps on his motorcycle and takes a road trip. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Eventually, Barry Jordan is going to reach his term limits, his ability to focus, his ability to deal with this nonsense every day, day in and day out. I believe that Barry Jordan has a breaking point, and eventually the great Barry Jordan will get on his freaking motorcycle and head off into the wind, like dust in the wind, and you'll never see him again. He'll cash his check privately on some remote island in the Philippines. He'll let his hair grow on a beard, get a set of normal clothes, like with a shirt, with a collar, and long pants, and throw on a pair of shoes, and he'll just be him and Shad. Shad will go out and get the food. Eventually, Barry Jordan's going to snap and say, I'm out of here. I'm getting on the motorcycle, and I'm going to do an easy rider. So CFD, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the holiday wishes. They do, DNC. But Barry Jordan is not going to do that. He's not going to get involved with a physical. Barry Jordan, and look, DNC, let's face the facts. Barry Jordan is afraid of what he will do to the other man. And I don't know that he could do that. But he's afraid of what he would do to the other guy. And the other guy is afraid of what he'll do to Barry Jordan. There you go. It's a Mexican standoff, I tell you. So they're both afraid of what they'll do to each other. So there'll probably never be a fisticuffs or altercation. That's not to say that in the future that won't happen, because one of them is going to reach a breaking point. One of them will eventually snap. We already know that they're both not all together in the membrane. We already know that they're not altogether sane in the membrane, but they're both afraid of one another to the degree that they'll probably never meet. And if they do, then they'll both be afraid of what they're going to do to one another, so nothing will happen. It'll be like the last time. And that'll be it. Scott Del Fuego's in the house. Farich Ektam Isan Fari. This man is not of sound mind and promote we have a fatwa on Sir Barry. Not true. Fatwa on him may be Allah's will. PBUH. Yeah, baby. Good morning, CWF. Thank you, Mike. Dill, thank you. You know, I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Dill, in New York City. Okay, so I don't know how many millions of commercials, millions of dollars were spent on commercials. Go see the Rocky Horror Picture Show. You can't miss the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Don't miss the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I don't know how many years it was out. And I said to my girlfriend, Bep, we were about 18, so it was what, 1974, 73, 75, like that. Let's go see the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I went. I didn't think it was anything special. Me personally, but I saw it. And it was a cult thing, and I was not into that type of a cult mentality. Now Bip, she loved it. Oh, she was a witch, and they had on makeup, and they were doing all kinds of weird dances and stuff like that. But yeah, I saw that, and what I remember of the show, I don't remember nothing of the show. I remember walking out of the theater, and all of the people that were on stage, running up and screaming in our face with their makeup on. And that I remember. I don't remember nothing of the show. And it was a bunch of strange, crazy people back in the 70s, which, of course, we were part of the 70s, so that made us just as strange to go there. But it was a cult, man. They had that show on day in and day out for how many years? I saw it. I don't remember a thing about it. I just remember that part outside the show. They all screamed and yelled at us. DNC, those two need to bitch slap one another. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. Scott Del Fuego. Scott says, if you punched either one of them, they might explode into a puff of dust. That's because the way you hit that heavy bag, I bet you dust comes out of the seams of that. I bet you your whole garage is full of dust. Scott Del Fuego, if you look at my community post today, he hits a 90-pound bag, and you can feel the concussion when he hits the bag on his video. Scott, by the way, is definitely making plans to come to the Philippines, and he's definitely, without a doubt, wants to meet certain people. There's no doubt that he's going to go and seek the knowledge of certain people. That's what I heard. He wants to learn all about the Philippines, and he wants to meet people that know about the Philippines and other people as well. Oh, he's coming. Him, and we're making arrangements, not me, him and Jack are talking about making arrangements. Jack has to go to Southeast Asia for something else altogether. And Jack and Scott, when they eventually get it together to make plans to come to the Philippines, I won't announce it because they don't want it to be announced. But when that happens, I will be the videotaping. I will choreograph the event. I will choreograph the events that take place between Jack Thompson, Scott Del Fuego, and myself. I will be the master of ceremonies. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say what I need. Now, I've been talking for an hour and 43 minutes. Now, I have water that was cold, but I'm going to go get a bottle of ice water. Ice water. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I just want you to know I'm looking at my foot. My foot, I can't put my foot on the live stream now because it will stop me from monetizing this video. I'm going to have to make a separate video of my leg wounds and how much they've healed up. But I will tell you that the wound in the back of my leg that was 3 3/8 to 3.5 inches in diameter and 1/4 of an inch deep straight down into the meat itself, that wound is now this big and flush with the skin. The 3 that were in the front of the leg, one is gone, one is almost gone, about the size of a nickel, and the other one is about the size of a quarter, from being 2 inches inch and 3/4, and inch and a half. We're talking about gone, inch and an eighth, and 3/4 of an inch, and flush with the skin. All of them were a 1/4 inch deep. So my leg is on the mend. I'm not taking antibiotics anymore. I'm very happy about that. And Scott says, 4 gulps, 7 bubbles. I'm gonna go get. I'll have to find a frozen bottle with space for water. Hold on. I'm coming. Incoming. I have one right here, baby. I just have to fill it up. I leave one half empty. Hold on, I gotta prepare something, some foods that I'm gonna be eating for my lunch. Just give me a moment and I'll be over there. I have a bottle of ice, 10-degree ice water coming up for my subscribers. I'll show you how a man drinks water, how a man freezes his throat with ice water and keeps on guzzling. 7 gulps, 4 bubbles, 7 gulps, like Scott said. 4 gulps and 7 bubbles later, like Scott said. Hold on a minute. Okay, we're all done. I'll put that on low. I'm coming. Now this bad boy, this is a man. This is how men drink water, like this. We call it the man guzzle, which is completely different than that guy who guzzles other stuff. So, here we go. This got ice in it. You can see the ice. See the ice? Okay, this is cold, baby. We're going for a throat freeze. Ready? What is that? 4 gulps, 7 bubbles, or 4 bubbles, 7 gulps? 4 gulps, 7 bubbles. Ready? This is how a real man, drinks water. Whoa. I can't even feel my throat. I almost got it all. Almost. It was full. So I just drank 1/4 of a liter. I'll go for the rest. The hell, I'm a real man. I got a brain freeze. My palate is frozen. You know what this reminds me of? When I lived in Florida, when I worked at Holiday Isle, there was a guy. I did a lot of work for this guy. Oh God, this guy was. He had machines. The ones with the crane in it. You try to get a toy, and he had whatever type of games there were back in the 90s, because I moved there in 93. I worked at Holiday Isle in 94, 95, like that. Anyway, I was fresh out of New York, and I was working pretty much just security, checking ID at the bars, stuff like that. And I met this dude, and we got along really well. So what he did was he used to come in. Now I worked during the day from 8 to 4. I worked as a barback, making drinks for the different bars. But when I say making drinks, Holiday Isle had a drink. I forgot the name of the drink, but we would make 7-gallon buckets, but we would make 15 buckets at a time and then go deliver them and then go pick up 15 buckets, empties, wash them out, and make more. So all day long, all I did was open up bottles of Captain Morgan, the sweet stuff, the cherry juice, whatever was in that drink, whatever the drinks were for that bar. There was Rum Runners, Rum Runners. Rum Runners was the name of a restaurant, but Rum Runners was a favorite drink. So we might make eight barrels of Rum Runners, and then we might make 7 barrels of something else. Anyway, this guy would come. Now, that was from 8 to 4. Then at 4 o'clock, I would take a 2-hour nap, and I would work from 6 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning as a security, walking around making sure no one robbed cars, or if there was somebody that needed help to get back to their room because it was a private property, you could get drunk there. But there was a fella that would come in at night and take the coins out of his machines, and there were machines all over the property. Anyway, him and I became friends, and I went to his house, and talking about my throat freezing up. Every time I drink ice water, I think of this guy. So he was about 45 years old, maybe for less than 50, I would say. His girlfriend was about 23. So when he had a beautiful house on the bay side, which I would never live on the bay side, but on the bay side of Key Largo. He lived near where I lived. And he had a freezer that he only kept frozen food in, bait for his fishing, but also he fed the pelicans and the storks, the heron, the black, the heron is like a tall animal with very tall, long legs, the one with the really tall, long neck. And he would throw a frozen, whatever it was, minnow, sardine, but they were about that big. And he would throw it to the bird, and they would come. He would call the birds, because he lived in a beautiful area on the bay side where there were alligators back there, crocodiles, not alligators. There were crocodiles in his canal. And then there were also swans and the herons and pelicans. And he fed them all. He had tons of money. He had so much. He made so much money with those games, and he would give the heron the bird. The fish would be about 8 or 9 inches long, and the heron would put it in his throat. And when it went in the heron's throat, it would freeze the heron's throat, and it would stay there in the throat for 15, 20, 30 seconds. The heron would be. The hair would go straight up on the heron. I mean, straight up. And the bird would go like this, because it didn't know what to do. It knew that if I guess they were repeat eaters, but when it hit the throat, it froze the heron. It froze in the throat, like it stuck to the throat. I'll never forget that. He'd go, watch this, and he would throw it. And he would do that all day long. And him and my girl and his girl and another couple, we would go fishing. I don't fish. I would go out on his boat. I wouldn't fish. I don't fish. I would say, yeah, I'll go to the beach with you. We would go to the sandbar. He was a cool dude. I forgot his name, but he was a cool dude. But I remember the fish. I don't remember his name. I don't remember his. 1993. 94, 95, when I worked at Holiday Isle, I was a little bit, I forget a lot of stuff that I did there. I did a lot of stuff there. It was a really cool place to work. I met so many cool people from all over the world, but that fish, I'll never forget that. I wish I had a video of that. That would make a great upload. Frozen throat. Yeah, baby. So I'm gonna probably get my lunch now. It's about that time for me. I got up early. I get up at a decent hour. A brain freeze. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by. If anybody has a question, I'll give you a few minutes to ask any question. If you want to ask a question, I am looking at a possibility of rain again now. The leaves on the tree have turned upside down, some of them. I do need to shave. I want to take my bath. I want to get eggs. And I need to get a load. My drone works on a load. Wow. As soon as I said I was getting ready to leave, the phone died. It went back on, though. Let me see why that happened. That's amazing. I think it hears me. I do know that the computer... I got a question that I could ask you people. Freebird, thank you. Thanks for stopping by. I have a question to ask you people. This is a serious question. Freebird, thanks very much. And thanks for your support. And you've always supported me on and off, but just recently it's come to my attention that you've been more on my side. And I understand the part about being a little bit of a troll. You got that guy, Steve 25901. He likes me and he likes my stuff, but he also likes to be a troll. But oh yeah, he was he's another one that I unblocked, but I unblocked him a few days ago. I kind of like Steve, but when he goes on somebody else's show and then agrees with some egregious thing against me, then I go right straight to his channel and block him. And then the next day I go, he's not such a bad guy, and I unblock him. But Freebird, I don't think I don't remember blocking, but thanks, Freebird. So I have a question. When I go near the computer, like I'm at the computer, right? And I'm not doing anything on the computer. I might be doing notes. I might be making notes in a book, writing down my my food list for the week. And I walk away from the computer will go off. As if it had like a sensor that somehow sensed some sort of electromagnetic field coming from the body. In other words, the screen will be on, but I won't be doing anything on the screen. But as long as I'm sitting here, the screen remains on for about 5 or 6 minutes. Then it goes blank. But at 2 minutes, and I walk away from the screen shuts off. There's some sort of an electromagnetic field that your body produces that the computer senses either intentionally or unintentionally. But I do know for a fact when I'm over there cooking, when I sit down in my chair, and it makes a little bit of a noise, the computer screen will jump back on without me touching the mouse or the computer. And the bench is not connected to the chair. So I'm not, it could be the bounce I make when I sit down in the chair, and it could be the electromagnetic field. I was wondering if anybody else noticed that. And another thing, I'm going to tell you something after I get some more ice water. This is a fact. There is no more ice water. This is factual. The computer listens to every word you say. Every word. Every word. Every day, every word. If it's on, it's hearing what you say, because Scott Del Fuego and I will have a conversation about something. Something. Shoes. Sneakers. Adidas sneakers. Louis Pagan-Ponce. Louis Pagan-Ponce and I had a conversation about these sneakers that I bought. These are not them. I bought a pair of Adidas sneakers, size 14. This is not them. Because these brand new sneakers, they hurt my knees. So I was talking to Louis Pagenpounce about the sneakers that I bought on Skype. Not on Google, on Skype. And I went to my Yahoo homepage to send out a video to somebody. And on the sidebar was the advertisement for Adidas sneakers. So I'm on Skype talking about Adidas sneakers, and I go to send out a mail, and the sidebar of Yahoo Mail has Adidas sneakers advertisement. So Skype, the words you say on Skype are somehow listened to by artificial intelligence, Google, NSA, whatever, CIA, and then they hear Adidas sneakers. The artificial intelligence hears this and then puts a commercial on for Adidas sneakers. Now, another thing that I was talking about the other day was buying. I saw this. I'm going to show it to you if I can. I'm going to show you what I talked about. I talked about this. I did not order one. I don't want one. I did not buy one. I did not go to a store. I did not send out an email. Nothing. I talked about this item here. And now this. Now, when I saw it, I everybody wants one, of course, but when I saw this, I'm going, wow, that would be really cool to have one of those. And I'm not going to buy one though, but I saw one of these, and I was talking to Scott on the phone, and then this appeared on not just Yahoo sidebar, but also the advertisements on the recommended page. Now this is not a coincidence. This computer is listening to what you say. So let's make sure I can show this to you. Yeah, I could do that. So I was talking about this. They're $1,800. This one is view larger image. So okay. So this is a tricycle with a dump on it. It's like a little dump truck. Hold on, let me make sure that you can see what I can see. Yeah, okay. So I was talking about a tricycle with a dump body on it just talking about it. And this is what showed up in my Google advertisement on the YouTube's page, and this is what showed up on the sidebar of my Yahoo Mail and my Google Mail advertisements, recommendations. Now that is what that means is that the artificial intelligence program that I knew existed back in, you could see that, right? Yeah, you could see that. Back in the 1990s, when I met the man in '99 that helped create Skype, and there were 11 or 12 people that created the Skype program, and I met him in 1999. He came over to buy boat parts from me because I worked at a boat repair center. And although then I was called out that Skype didn't come out till 2001. Yes, it did not. But anyway, he told me that eventually the computer will hear every word you say and remember, understand, and interpret it. And every keystroke that anybody that has ever made a keystroke since day one of computers, every keystroke has been copied and every word recorded. Now, this fella helped design Skype. And then I got called out. Skype, you're a liar. Skype didn't come out till 2001. Maybe. Maybe that's true. But he explained to me what Skype was before it came out. And what it could do. And that it was made for the government. And it was made as part of an artificial intelligence program that not only did it record everything, but it could interpolate what you're saying. So if you were to say, I want to buy a tricycle, or I saw a really cool tricycle at the mall, it hears that. And then it puts an advertisement up. My Adidas sneakers. It showed me an advertisement for Adidas sneakers. That's not a coincidence. The computer is listening to you. So it's way more than artificial intelligence at this point. So Freebird has something to say. Thank you for an interesting show, says Freebird. Thank you for stopping by. That is 100% truth. Talk about anything on that phone and say the words new car. Okay, so Freebird agrees. So Freebird has what is known as cognitive and or self-awareness, that he's cognitive of what he says and then something that happens after the fact of what he says. Most people might say about a car and then not even notice the new car commercial, but Freebird is aware. It's called self-awareness. It's a higher awareness. Cognitive awareness, self-awareness. It's a very big step in the evolution of one's mind. I'm glad that there are other people that have seen this. And some people say, oh, that's just a coincidence. I used to say it's not a coincidence, but now that they have perfected this part of the artificial intelligence. I'll go one step further. I'm going to tell you a story about Tommy. Not my brother Tommy, but my friend Tommy. Tommy, we'll call him Tommy Mel, okay? This is the truth. You believe whatever you want to believe. So this is a strange story. This is a strange story. So Freebird says, talk about anything on that phone. Phone, Google, YouTube, Skype, or Facebook. It's all the same. And you will be bombarded with advertisements. The Matrix is real. That's true. You people that don't believe in the Matrix, I believe it. I believe that the computer can read your mind. I'll go one step further. I have thought about things. Just thought in my own mind about something, turned around, came back to the computer, and that in my feed for YouTube, that thing that I thought about is in my feed. Could be a concept, could be anything, but sometimes it reads your mind. I believe that artificial intelligence, which is why they let all this information be recorded on YouTube and Facebook. I believe, as do other people, that they allow all this information to be put on YouTube and Facebook and all these social medias because eventually, they said this back in the 1950s and 60s, eventually the computer will have so much knowledge that it will become self-aware. I believe that's happened. I believe not only is it self-aware, but that it has the ability of certain psychic phenomena. I believe that. Because there's no way I could think of something and then it shows up on my feed. I didn't talk about it. I didn't write it down. I didn't type anything into a program. And yet sometimes that happens. So I'm going to tell you a story how far this artificial intelligence goes back. It works off location also. And if you stop by a phone office or car lot, you will start seeing advertisements real soon. Okay, there you go. The GPS, and by the way, there is no such thing. This is going to be part of my Flat Earth series. Okay. It's in... I'm going to get you the article for that. Your phone has a GPS in it. So when you set the GPS in your car or your phone to go someplace, it tells you where that place is. Jack Thompson. Thanks for stopping by. So when Freebird said that when you walk past a car dealership, that phone is communicating with the GPS coordinate to that car dealership. That's how advanced this artificial intelligence has become. So your phone is sending out so many thousands of what they call bounce or pings every second. And the GPS coordinate for the car dealership, where it is also sending out pings so that people can locate their car dealership. But your phone is picking up the pings from the car dealership without you being aware of it. You're not looking for a car dealership. You're just going by a car dealership. So it's telling you, go buy a car. Subliminal programming. But how far back does this go? Okay, so I'm going to tell you a true story. Tommy Mel, and we're not going to say his last name because that brings up the NSA, the CIA, the FBI. That this guy, I say his name, it brings all of that right to today's show. Not that it makes a difference. No, not that Tommy. Not the Tommy that used to make love to Eddie. That's a different Tommy. This Tommy was there at Umberto's Clam House when that big event happened in Brooklyn, long time ago. So I am with Tommy's working for me. Tommy, his son Scott that lived in Arizona was in New York, and another son, Billy, Tommy, his son Tommy, the father Tommy, and I think the boy's name was Scott that lived in Arizona. So we're working on a house that there was a guy on 95th Street. I don't want to say his last name either, but anyway, Tommy. He was pretty tough dude. He was an Indian. Actually, he was an Indian, American, some sort of Indian. I forgot. And him and I were such good friends. So I'm 25. I walk into a job I'm doing, and this guy Tommy is walking out of the building that I was working on, and they said, here's Tommy, this is Michael, this is Tommy, and Tommy's cool, Michael's cool, and we're friends now, okay? We were introduced as that we were cool. So Tommy was a contractor, and he always needed work when he wasn't doing his own job. So I always had a lot of work because I had a good reputation. So I hired Tommy, and we're at this guy's house. It's Tommy, Scott, Tommy, son, the woman, the mother-in-law of Carlos. We can say Carlos. And I cut out a 7.5-foot hole in the second floor for a spiral staircase. And Tommy and his children and the woman, the mother-in-law of Carlos, were at the top of the circle. The circle's in the floor. No, not Tommy the Mook. And so, this is Michael. He's a friend of ours. Tommy, this is a friend of mine. That's all it took back then. Because we all knew that Ernie introduced Tommy. Tommy knew Ernie. Ernie knew Jimmy. Jimmy knew Guy. Guy knew everybody. And we were all friends. So Tommy's at the top of the staircase. And I have this picture. I'm making note of this because eventually I'm going to get to the drive or find the pictures from the 90s with Tommy and his children in that hole in the floor. And I could be making it up a story, but eventually when I find the picture. So I take a picture of Carlos's mother-in-law, Tommy, his children, in the circle, looking down into the floor. And then I took a picture of just Tommy and his children. And then I took a picture of probably just Tommy, because this is what happened. I put the picture on Facebook of Tommy and 2 or 3 of his children. It was when there was a program. Got it. This program, this goes to show you 2 things about how sophisticated the government was back in the 90s. There was a program in the 90s that said download Rakata, Magata, Sagata, something like that. It said download all your pictures and video files from your computer. Rakata, Makata, it was something like that. And you would push a button. Okay. This way you'd have them in storage on their website. And it would go like that. You'd push the button and your computer would go every picture on your computer that you ever took from a digital camera or you had saved, every video would be recorded on their website in about 3.5 or 4 seconds. I had at the time picked Picata. Maybe it was Picata. I had maybe 1,300 pictures and several hundred videos. And it recorded all of them in about 3.5 seconds. All of them. You just saw pictures flashing. It just looked like a movie. And in 4 seconds, 3.5 or 4 seconds, every picture and video on my computer was downloaded out of the computer onto their website. Let me try to look that up. I'm going to try to look that up right now. Picata, Picata, It's probably not Picata. Picture, P-I-C, picture, Picata. It probably started with the word PIC, downloads. I'm going to try downloads. I don't know that I'm going to find it. May not. Maybe I have the name wrong. Anyway, in 3.5 or 4 seconds, it downloaded every picture off my computer. Images for piccata. Okay, this is it right here. No, that's a chicken dish. Oh, no, here it is. Here, no, this is it. Piccata photos and premium high-resolution pictures. Yeah, piccata. Okay, it's spelled... Okay, let's go. Let's open up the website. So I think this was it. And you could put your pictures on here. Okay. I could be mistaken as to what this program does, but either way, I'm pretty sure that was the program that did this. So in 4 seconds, 3.5 or 4 seconds, it would suck every picture and video out of your computer, every one. And then it had a file of everything that you had in your computer. It probably usurped every piece of data that you had in your computer, out of your computer. Because your pictures would be in pictures, it would be in saved pictures, it would be in folders. If it was in a folder, if it was a saved picture, if it was a downloaded picture, it sucked every picture right out of your computer. So the government had that ability back in the 90s. I know that because I remember I was living in Florida at the time, and I remember where the computer was set up. So I didn't care because I wanted the pictures to be saved on that program for a specific reason. So I took one of those pictures with Tommy, not Tommy. I had a friend of mine named Tommy. He used to make love to a guy named Eddie. That was it's another story for another day, but it's a strange story too. So I take this. I put the picture in Facebook, and the screen went like this, and about, I don't know, 35 or 40 lines appeared around Tommy's face like this. His face, his ears, his earlobes, his lips, his nose, his cheekbones. And all inside the lines were circles and squares. And in the circles and the squares on the page, they were going like this. They were doing different things. They were registering his facial structure, but it was showing you the registration of his facial structure. It wasn't supposed to do that. There was a glitch in the matrix. And within about 3, 2, 3, 4 seconds, it went, oh, the computer language that was the sounds that was doing the recording of his facial eyes. His eyes had arrows to them. It all got recorded. And then the screen went back to Facebook pictures. I knew that existed, that program, because I was into conspiracy theories, but I watched it happen. Then I watched it happen again in about 2010. I said something on YouTube. And on YouTube, I said it. And it went, and then my face was on the screen from when I was talking into the screen. I think this was about 2010, maybe 2011. So it was taken, not somebody, My face went into the screen with the digital recording. And that I found interesting. I was talking about something. So even back then, I knew that it records everything. Not that you could do anything about it, but it hears every word. And then who did that? Well, it was artificial intelligence that did that. Where they sent it, where the artificial intelligence sent it, if it was important enough for them, I don't know. But what I said pushed a button. But normally that happens to anybody on any given day at any moment if you say something off key, but you don't see it happen on the screen. Another glitch in the matrix. That's true. So they've had that ability, full-on facial recognition, digital facial recognition, back into 1995 or thereabouts, and then in 2010, which is 15 years later, it happened again. But the second thing, I could understand why. The first thing, I understood why too. But I can't say why, though. Scott, no, Jack Thompson is in the house. Jack Thompson, a light tipper, he's talking about an incident that happened on YouTube around Christmas time. Oh, I said to Jack, and I stand by this, what you need to do, Jack, is make videos. You need to start your own blog. YouTube needs you. You need YouTube. You're another. You could be a contender in the YouTube Philippines vlogging genre. You're another one with an opinion. Pay double for your ticket in advance or pay for another night in a 1970s resort. It's up to you. That's true. Me, personally, I would choose, I do it all the time. If it's possible to make something happen faster here, and you got to give them a few dollars more, but you can't talk about it. That's one thing you shouldn't do, is talk about it. Because even though it's an accepted methodology to get something done here, it's still against the rules. So I never talk about it on YouTube. But if you want to, I don't know what to say. I'm trying to give you an example. There's no way. If you want your luggage and you're getting on a boat, all right, you want your luggage to go on last so you can get your luggage off first, you could give a porter an incentive to put your luggage on the ship last, and then it'll come off first. This way you don't have to wait for 200 people to get off the boat. That's possible. With the go ferries, that's possible. But as far as more than that, I never had to do it. I would just tell the porter, look, I'd like to have my luggage go on last. Oh, and by the way, Merry Christmas. And that happens just recently. Merry Christmas, here you go. And they will do that for you. So but I mean, getting involved and talking about it on YouTube, I wouldn't do that. But Jack, you should do that, Jack. Don't come on my channel and spout this information highway now. I'll call my channel Tent in a Bucket. I'll interview guests. Scott will be my first interview. I've been telling Scott, Jack is a little bit upset about what went on in this past week on the show, the Christmas show that Roberto had. Jack had things he wanted to say, a lot of things that he wanted to say. He wanted to talk about a particular blogger. And I don't talk about other bloggers anymore, unless we're talking about the great Barry Jordan, because the Barry Jordan is a very famous man, and no matter how much I want to see Barry succeed, he doesn't take advice. So if I put the advice on his page, he ignores me or somebody blocks me. So I had to make a video today about the great Barry Jordan, because he's a good man. He's a major contributor to the Philippines fiscal community. All right, look, you guys want to make fun of Barry. It's not really fair. He's at a little bit of a disadvantage because he has so many people making fun of him. He can only make just so many live streams. He can only just rebuttal so much stuff. But I want to see Barry succeed. I've given Barry countless amounts of information under my channel name here, under Hoodwinked, and underneath the channel that I store videos on. It's a storage channel. It just stores video. I never make a derogatory comment from the channel, and it has several hundred videos of pretty much just one or two people. And I've been collecting those videos going back to 2017 or maybe 18. So it's a storage channel. I don't have them on my channel. I have some. And I have them all stored in drives in case I lose them. But Barry, I've been giving Barry advice. He doesn't seem to take advice. Now let me just, being that Barry can't block this. Okay, when I quit smoking, this is a direct message to the great Barry Jordan. When I quit smoking on December 2nd, was my first full day without smoking, of 2020. That was 2 years and 3+ weeks ago. Never had another cigarette. I'm going to tell you something. I wanted a cigarette many times since then. But I never did, because I won't. I won't have another cigarette. I just probably won't. I don't think I will. But there was a time in 2020 when Barry didn't have enough money to buy food, but he was still smoking 2 or 3 packs a day. This is honest, good, friendly advice. So I said, this was before all that lawsuit stuff. I said to Barry, if you stop smoking cigarettes and drinking booze, 2 things we don't need in our lives. If you stop, you'll save about 10,000 pesos a month. And at the end of a year, you'll have 10,000 pesos, if you don't spend it on other stuff, saved per month. You'll have 120,000 pesos. And then you could buy a motorcycle. And he told me, don't tell me what to do. Okay. I mean, you are the one at that time. Barry was, unfortunately, he was not eating every day. He was talking about having a cup of noodles today, but I'll have food again when on the 23rd or the 21st when I get my check, and if you guys can send money to PayPal, whatever. So all I did was make a suggestion to stop drinking and stop smoking, and you'd have 10,000 pesos a month for food. But he rejected my advice. When I said, I don't think it's a good idea to buy a new motorcycle, he rejected my advice. It's his prerogative to reject my advice. Now, it's good advice, though, but it's not for him. But I quit smoking for the same reason I tried to get Barry to quit smoking. I did not quit smoking because I was sick. I did not quit smoking because it was interfering with what I was doing. I quit smoking because they raised the price of a pack of cigarettes from 90 pesos to 130 pesos, and the guy next door wanted 150 pesos a pack, which meant I had to go into the city and pay 92 pesos a pack and buy them by the carton. I quit smoking because it went from 92 pesos per pack to 125, I think it was, or 130. I said, that's crazy. I smoke a pack a day, every day. Winston, strong cigarette, too strong to be honest with you. A very strong cigarette, Winston. It's underrated when it comes to tar and nicotine. Winston, I think it's more tar and nicotine than a Pall Mall or a Camel. I remember those. So, 130 pesos a day times 30 is 3,000. And then 30 times 30 pesos is another 900. So it's 3,900 pesos or 4,000 pesos a month. That's too much. At the end of the year, that's 48,000 pesos. That's $1,000. Just $1,000. I said I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to save $1,000 a year on cigarettes. That's why I quit. I didn't quit because of my health. I didn't quit because of I love smoking cigarettes. Oh God, I love them. I used to sit there and smoke. I used to enjoy the hell out of it. Oh, good cigarette, a good amount of tar and nicotine. You get that head buzz in the morning. Well, I didn't really drink in the morning. I mean, smoke in the morning. I would start smoking about 5 o'clock at night. So the first cigarette till midnight, I'd smoke almost a pack, but I didn't smoke much during the day. Occasionally, I'd smoke a cigarette. Back in America, I never smoked a cigarette before 5 o'clock. People would say to me, how could you not smoke cigarettes all day and at 5 o'clock you light up a cigarette? I don't smoke before 5. I smoked my whole life, but I quit because of the price. So I tried to get Barry to quit smoking cigarettes because of financial reasons. I don't care that. I wanted him to be able to eat every day, and 10,000 pesos is, I buy foods that are healthy like you wouldn't believe. For 10,000 pesos a month, I eat very well. I have all the chicken, fish. I don't eat fish. Chicken and pork, and if I want red meat, eggs, a lot of eggs. I go through 120 eggs a month. 4 trays lasts me about 20, 25, 30 days. And I buy the extra large eggs for $2.20 a tray. Can't go wrong with that. So, Jack, I suggest you build your own channel. I'll promote your channel, Jack. So Jack is very upset about Roberto burying the lead story, according to Jack Thompson. They talked, I don't even know why they talked about somebody they called Jerry the Fairy. It had something to do with, I wasn't paying a lot of attention to the show. When you're reading the comments, you can't listen to all the words. But Jack was really upset about that. And I said to Jack, what you need to do is start your own channel. You be like Mike. You could be like Mike. Tell us how you feel about Popeye. Like you said this morning, Popeye stole the show, said Jack Thompson. Jack will pin down his interviews like a moth in a bug collection. I like that analogy. Yeah, Jack was really upset. He's Popeye. Well, Popeye wanted to talk about his friend Nico. And he likes Nico. He likes Nico. You know, they're friends. And he wanted to talk about Nico, and that's what he did. Jack, you could have got on the panel and talked about what you wanted to talk about. But you didn't do that. Why? Why? If you have something to say, go up on the panel. I would, but I have this, for legal reasons, I'm not going to go on a panel. Somebody will ask me an oddball question, and I'll just say, none of your business. And, you know, none of anybody's, certain things are none of anybody's business that I don't talk about. Like, for instance, since I've been on YouTube, I'm looking at the leaves on the tree outside. See the leaves? The leaves are starting to turn upside down. Sideways. And what's happening is, when the leaves do that, it means it's probably going to rain. That's how you can tell if you're in a forest and the leaves turn upside down or sideways, or they curl up upside down. That rain, the low pressure area is now happening, and it could rain. When they turn all the way upside down, it's going to rain. So Jack, I didn't mean to say jockstrap. Jack has the ability to nail down interviews like a moth in a bug collection, but he doesn't do that. He's running He's running. He's running and Scott Del Fuego, Jack Thompson, Nico is a great man. Yeah, I know, that's why Popeye likes him. But you wanted the conversation to end about Nico, and Popeye was on the board, so he gets to choose what to talk about. Me personally, I don't care what they talk about. It was just I was having more fun playing in the comments than I was with the show. Scott Del Fuego, maybe Jack has a little shyness and social anxiety. Like you, Mr. Fazio. Yes, Jack is shy. That's true. So Jack says he was left in the back room. So, yeah, he was left in the back room. I don't know what to say. That's up to the host. That's why, Jack. That's why you, Jack Thompson, should start your own show. You could be a contender in the Philippines blogging community. Then you could say whatever it is that you want to say. Because you're coming here, right? You and Scott making arrangements to get to the Philippines. Or you could just come here and go do what you said you were going to go do. I don't know. That's up to you. You want to go visit Alona Beach? Go visit Alona Beach. It's up to you, Jack. You're the boss. Not me. I'm not the boss. No one wants to be the... It could be called You Don't Know Jack. LOL. Jack. You have a phone. You have access to a phone. There are people out there that have access to a phone that make 10 or 12 shows in a day. You could be a contender. You could do it. You could do this. I'll help you. I'll help you figure out. All right, so I'll just tell you now. You make a video. Say what's on your mind. YouTube has some really strict rules, so keep it on the up and up. Make the video. Push the record button. Make the video. When you make the video, you're going to have a chance to title the video. Then, the video's done. Then, now you want to watch the video. Push the button that opens up the video. When you open up the video, there's going to be a bar at the bottom. It's going to have a fork in it, like a Y, like yellow. And the fork is a share button. It could be on the top. Depends on what kind of phone you have. But that fork means to share it. When you see that, scroll up a little bit. and it'll say share it on Facebook. It'll have the Facebook icon, the YouTube icon, the Twitter icon, and however many icons that you have apps for. But you'll definitely have a YouTube app. It comes with the phone. And then you press YouTube. When you press the share button, press the button with the Y, and then press the YouTube icon. You have to have a YouTube channel. And then send it to your channel. And then you'll have the option to make it private or live or unlisted. And you could make it public another day. But I'll walk you through it on the phone. It's not complicated, Jack. You can do this. You can do this. You could build a house. You have an engineering degree. You could do this. I would imagine, I'm going to bet big money. Scott, I want you to back me up on this. I'm going to bet big money that if Jack Thompson had one of these, if he had a kit about this big, and it was they sell these in the pharmacies. It's a COVID-19 test kit. I would bet big money that Jack could perform the 3 functions necessary to test himself for COVID-19. I would bet big money with Jack's engineering degree and license to build up to 6 stories with plumbing and electric, and he can sign it off as the contractor because that's what his license allows. I would bet that Jack could move that knowledge for construction knowledge over from construction knowledge to opening up this test kit like this. There are 3 things to do to perform the test. Inside the kit comes a little bottle of fluid. It says take out the Q-tip. I'll show you, Jack, in case you want to. I'll show you how to do this. Okay, so here, in the test kit, Jack Thompson, in the test kit, you open up the test kit. It has a Q-tip in there, right? Okay, it says swab the Q-tip or the punk, whatever they call it, in your nose. Watch this. Let's see. Let me get it. Swab the Q-tip in your nose. It goes up there pretty far. Okay? It goes up there pretty far, then push it a little further, like that. Okay, so now I got a half a Q-tip in there. You push the Q-tip in there and you go like this. Oh, like that. Okay? Oh, it's up there now. Look at that. I got that. Watch this. Oh. We have. Now I'll go to the other side. Oh, yeah. Open those nasal passages up. I know the instructions are really hard. Okay, now swab it around 10 seconds on each side. 10 seconds. You take that bad boy out, right? Then you open up a little package, it's like a little reservoir. And you open up the reservoir. And then there's a small amount of saline solution. It's all in the box. And you take the saline solution and you put 3 drops of the saline solution in the little box. And you dip the swab into the saline solution and you mix it around. Then you take, after a certain amount of seconds, each kit is different, you take the swab out and you put it on a gauge. You put it like this. And you see where the line on the gauge goes, how the fluid reacts inside the little mechanism, the little wet well. We'll call it a wet well. And then you'll know if you have COVID. I would bet big money that with this instruction video, that Jack Thompson could master the art of taking a COVID-19 test so that he doesn't infect other people. Now, that's not everybody could do this. This is not something everybody could do. Some people, multitasking, aka opening up the container, allowing the fluid to fall out of the container, and then ending up with a swab and a reservoir but no fluid. Multitasking, not being able to, not hearing the fluid fall, and then reading the instructions where you're supposed to use the fluid that came with the test, and then deciding, well, you know what, I can't, where is the fluid? I don't know, where is Starbucks? Where the hell is Starbucks? I can't, does anybody know where Starbucks is? Where's the fluid? Where's the fluid? I don't see any fluid. And then the Truth in Cebu comes on because Jack is in a frenzy. He can't find the fluid. And Truth in Cebu's saying how to do the test. And Truth in Cebu was there guiding, holding Jack Thompson's hand, saying, don't worry about it. Get the fluid, put the fluid in the reservoir. But the fluid is gone. The fluid fall down, and now Jack has no fluid. Jack, being a contractor that could build up to 6 stories with electric and plumbing, would say, whoa, 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 whoa. And in the instructions, it said that the fluid was a saline solution. Jack is a contractor. Problems just become solutions. There's a solution to every problem. And then the genius, Jack Thompson, says, wait a minute. Let me go out to the truck. I have nose drops. I have nose drops in the truck. And he goes outside. It's cold out there because they just had a bomb storm in New York and up and down the East Coast. So the bomb snowstorm froze up the nose drops. So Jack, he takes the nose drops and he puts them between his legs to warm them up. So he gets the nose drops unfroze. He takes 3 or 4 drops of the nose drops and then puts it in the reservoir, regular, Vicks nasal nose drops, because that's a kind of, it's wet, and it might have saline in it. It's solution, though. Saline solution, nose drop solution. To Jack, it's all the same shit. He don't know the difference. And he don't care, because I got a Q-tip with test bacteria on it, and I got a kit, and I got a thing. All I need is solution, saline solution. The nose drops probably has some saline. Let me put some nose drops in there, and he puts the nose drops in there, and then nothing happens to the meter on the side of the thing. Wait, nothing happens. Jack is standing there with his thumb in his ear like this, going, nothing happened. Wait, nothing at all happened. Nothing at all. I don't see anything happening. And then he's got his fingers in his ears like this, and his ears are flapping back and forth like this and like that. And then he looks down and on the bed, because Jack Thompson, he's a bedwetter. I mean, he's going to be doing a lot of videos from his bedroom. He looks down, he sees this package of saline solution. The original, the one, the only, the saline solution that came with the kit. He goes, whoa, look at that, I found the saline solution. And Jack, knowing Jack Thompson as I do, he takes the Q-tip and the saline solution, and then he puts the Q-tip back up into his nose like this. And he rubs it around. Like this and like that. Like this and like that. And then He's testing for C19. And he got the thing, and he gets both sides again. Then he takes the container with the nose drops solution, dumps out the nose drops, and then he puts the real stuff in there. And Jack, being the Jack the genius that he is, puts the swab back in the real solution, and nothing happens. This is why I'm saying Jack is a genius. When nothing happens, the second time he puts the nose drop back into the solution, Jack figures it out right away. It's a one-time only test. He needs to go get another test. And that's why Jack Thompson is one of the smartest men in the world. He figured that out on his own. Nobody had to tell him. He realized that he had to get another test because nose drops are not saline solution. And it's Jack's fault for dropping the saline solution on the bed. Jack should not have been blogging from his bed. Okay? Okay, let me read the comments. I could actually block myself live. That's right. If you had a channel. Freebird, Jack Thompson, if you start your channel, I'll stop trolling you for 3 months at least. Freebird is a good troll, though. There's no doubt about that. I would be loyal follower on Jack's channel. He could rebut Kevin's evil's claims. Jack could do anything he wants on his channel. He'd have nothing to lose. It's easier than a COVID test. Oh, Scott, hitting below the belt. Hitting below the belt. It's easier than a COVID test. Well, Jack, that was 3 things Jack had to do to get that test. And he's not, that's multitasking. Jack's a genius. Remember that. Jack figured it out. He needs a new tester. Thanks, Bert. I just screenshotted your comment for legal. He's already starting. Kevin is not happy with me at the moment. He's claiming he doesn't know me. I have donation receipts to Big Kevin. I don't know anything about that. You should keep those receipts, though, in case there's a future lawsuit. But Kevin don't give back money. Somebody made a mistake on Kevin's channel and said they wanted the money back, and Kevin will not return the money. And he doesn't have to. Once you give the money, the person can use it for whatever they want. That's the law. That COVID test kit shared today was hilarious by the little fella, Freebird. I don't know if you'd call me a little fella. I take claim to that. Hey, Dennis Adam, Michael and Jack, hello. Hello, Dennis. Hey, Dennis Adam, thanks for stopping by. Thank you. Dennis is in the house. Dennis Adam, baby. Happy New Year, Dennis. Dennis says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to the prodigal brother. Thank you, Dennis. This has gotten hilarious, says Freebird. Well, we had to bring a little bit of humor into the genre. That was, let me tell you something, Freebird. I watched Jack Thompson try to do that COVID test. God almighty, man. It was Jack. I wouldn't call Jack spastic. I would not say that Jack Thompson is spastic. But the fact that 3 things had to happen within about a minute and a half, that jammed up Jack. Oh, jammed him up altogether. Oh, my God. Jack is, how he does his construction, builds roofs, puts in, checks plumbing, electrical. He's an HVAC contractor. How he does that, and then he failed miserably Jack Thompson couldn't do a simple COVID test because it was 3 things in under a minute and a half. That was amazing. I'll tell you about a COVID test I took in Vietnam. I failed miserably. Freebird, ha ha ha. This has gotten hilarious. Thanks, Freebird. Real peso millionaire. He thought it was a sailing solution. Sailing, as in sailing a boat. So he was looking for a following wind, as in a following tide. That's a real word, following wind. I had the wind following my back. I had the tide I had a following tide. Those are seamen's terms. The anus swab is the most accurate, but he needs to resist the urge of penetration. They don't have a swab like that. You're making that up. I bet from my bed. Jack. They don't. No. You told me that you quit sticking things into the old to the brown scope. You told me you were trying to quit. Try not to think about it. Kip O'Crissy. Oh, Kip O'Crissy. He's an Irish. We have an Irish blogger here. The tip, the swab, turned orange. God Almighty, that was. I watched that live when Jack did that. I was dying. In fact, I recorded that. I actually recorded that. I think I pulled it out of my computer. Let me open it up. I think I pulled it out. Let's open this up. Let's open this up. I'll show you if I have it in the computer itself. I'll show you. Let's look for Barry. Don't trust anyone. Dog ate the screens. Exposing oneself. Flyers. Plural foes. Let us nebulize all of this. Hurtsville. I think I moved it. I moved it out of my computer. It's in my drive. I could replay the sound on that. That was hilarious. That was classic stuff, man. That was awesome. That was awesome, Jack. That was some of the best comedy that I ever seen in my life. So, let's go back up to I also saw Led Zepp back in 1978 when the anal suction was the opener. I have no idea what the hell that means. Freebird. Poor Jack hasn't even gotten his channel started, and already he is being trolled by the great Fazio. Well, Jack Thompson is an idiot. I mean, he's incapable of starting a channel. I've been telling him to do this for years. I think that Jack Thompson I don't think Jack Thompson drinks that much anymore. Or I don't think he drinks much less anymore either, but I think Jack Thompson drinks. He said he doesn't drink anymore, but then he says he doesn't drink any less. I think that's the thing that's stopping Jack. That alcohol is what a destructive thing that alcohol is to your body. God damn it. I could tell you that. I could tell you that for sure. When the injury to my leg was so powerful, the pain was so intense, sometimes I was drinking When my leg was infected from my ankle to my knee, I would down an entire bottle, 40 proof of tequila, in 3 minutes. I could get through half the bottle, go like that, and then I would finish it. And then sometimes I would wake up on the floor. I'd never get to the bed. Never get to the bed. You can't drink a bottle of booze in 90 seconds and get up the stairs. I'd just wake up on the floor. But I'd be able to go to sleep. The pain in my leg was so intense when the wounds were at the most. I had 11 wounds on my leg, from this big and a 1/4 inch deep down to about that big and a 1/4 inch deep. And then the whole rest of my leg was just raw meat. The wind, after I took the bandage off my leg, the wind, the air, when it started to dry, would make me cry. The only thing that let me go to sleep was I'd soak my leg for about a half an hour, and then I'd take my leg out, put I have I have a bucket of it inside there, 500-gram bucket of. I'll show you what I put on it, and then I'd put that cream on it and dress my wound, and then it would cool it off a little bit, and then it would, and of course I would be taking 2 or 3 ibuprofen at a time, just before I go to sleep. And then after I got it dressed and after I took the ibuprofen, I'd wait about 10 minutes for the ibuprofen to go into my system, and I would just turn a bottle of something upside down. That's to kill the pain so I could go to sleep. That's how bad the pain was. And you people that make fun of that, I don't see anything funny about it. And Michael Dowdy, he had the same wound on his leg and worse. So I'll show you the cream. I still have some. I still put it on the wounds. I still put it on the wounds on a daily basis. This stuff is expensive, but if you buy it in a tube, if you buy this stuff in a tube, it's 400 pesos now for a tube, about 1.5 ounces. It's not much, 20 grams. And now some of those, 15 grams. And this is called, it's a long name, silver sulfadiazine plus cerium nitrate flamacerium cream. Silver sulfadiazine plus cerium nitrate flamacerium cream. This was when I started buying it. When Daisy bought the first batch, it was $80 in 2017, 18, like that. $80. Because I was buying tubes. And the same drugstore that was selling me tubes, this many tubes would cost $150 to $200. Then Daisy found this tub. Then I would go in and ask for the tub, and they would give me a tube. I said, no, I want the tub. They'd say, I don't have the tub. Get the manager. The manager would go in the back and get me a tub, because the more, if they sell you 20 tubes, they make more money than one tub. So I would put this on, and you guys were making fun. One day I'm going to catch up with a couple of you that made fun of me, and I'm going to ask you why you did that. Because one day, eventually, we all get old, and you're going to have some pain, and I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not going to make fun of you, but I'll ask you when I catch up with the few that I will catch up with, why you said what you said. You think it's funny? I don't think it's funny. See, that's why I don't talk about other people's wives or girlfriends. And girlfriends or wives, see what I said, quote, girlfriends or wives? I don't talk about other people's wives or girlfriends. Steady girlfriends, steady wives. Now, I hear on YouTube all the time, this is my girlfriend, this is my wife, and then you find out later on it's not their wife or their girlfriend, and it's not their wife or their girlfriend. That would be, why would they lie about that? Who knows why they lie about stuff like that? In fact, the other day I saw a really interesting video about a guy who made a mistake and called a girl his wife, and then later on in the chat somebody said, that's not your wife. He goes, yeah, it's my girlfriend. Not that either. But anyway, Jack Thompson, he's spastic. And he's a very smart man, though. For a spastic man, he's a very smart man. Michael Dowdy. I had no morphine, Michael. You were in America, though, when that happened. Scott, that alcohol, yeah, we didn't drink. I didn't drink that much, but the next day I didn't feel very well. Didn't have a hangover, but I wasn't my old zippy self. Poor Jack doesn't even have a channel, and he's already being trolled by the great Fazio from Freebird. Thank you. Dennis, where you been, brother? Dennis has had a difficult lot in life the last month or so due to a negligent contractor. Hey, Bird, it could be a bit hilarious, deliciousness for fun. Of course, it's for fun. I don't stick them. I'm still pulling them out from 1906. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do that. Not, or did you ever have a cathode? God, those things hurt. Jack would have thousands. Jack would bury thousands within weeks. Michael Dowdy, I don't know how you did. Michael Dowdy had the same wounds on his leg. Neither Michael Dowdy's doctors or my doctors knew exactly what the wounds were, so there was no specific treatment. And Michael had that stuff on his leg for a year and was in the hospital for 21 days on drip, morphine drip, and different chemicals. And they wanted to put me in the hospital. And I said, well, how much would it cost? And they couldn't give me a price. And I said, well, I need to know how much it's going to cost first. And they couldn't tell me. And I said, well, I demand to know how much it's going to cost. I'll go in now, today. And I went down to the billing office, and they said, well, we'll put you in the hospital. The doctor will evaluate you on day one. I wanted a manual, what they were going to do. And then they'll do a culture on you on day one. And you'll stay there for observation for 2 days until the culture comes back in the hospital. And then we'll decide what to put you on, and it could take 14 to 21 days. And they gave that to me in writing. And I said, how much is this going to cost? Well, we don't know that. I said, well, you're the billing department. Give me an idea. And they told me about 180,000 pesos a day, about $2,000 a day for 21 days. I said, are you nuts? I could go back to America and have it done for free. Well, then you go back to America. But I didn't feel like going back to America because it was during the lockdown. Then I wouldn't be able to come back to the Philippines. So I didn't have an option to go into the hospital. And they don't cover what I needed to get done here in Bohol. But Michael did. And Michael had the same thing. So Scott says, because Michael is a machine. I was a hurting machine. I have no more pain now. See, Jack, that's the kind of thing that you got to say on your channel. That's the kind of thing that you got to say on your channel. See, Jack, you actually you actually believe that you have something to say. I believe you have something to say, but say it on your channel. What are you afraid of? If you want to spout out truisms or negativity or sarcastic remarks, you should do that on your channel. You see, you have no remorse. If I get in trouble for some stupid thing that you say on my channel, you have no remorse over that. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm not going to get in trouble for you. You do it for yourself. You do it. You grow a pair of boys and make yourself a channel and get on there and say what you got to say. Even if you had 20 or 30 subscribers, you got nothing to lose, Jack, because you have nothing to lose. So, but you come on other people's channel and you want to talk smack, that's okay. But that's why you get blocked, because you're not allowed to do this anymore. YouTube has changed their parameters. So when you come on and talk smack, and if somebody repeats that bullshit that you posted on my channel, then the other person gets in trouble for that. You need to get your own channel, Jack. I'm being serious about that. If you can't figure out how to do a simple swab test, I'll help you build a channel. So getting back to my channel, getting back to my Vietnam swab test. Those people in Vietnam liked me a lot. I'll tell the story again. I like this story. I'm in Vietnam. And story time with John Blaze. I'll tell this story quick. Well, you know what? Maybe you guys should just go over and John Blaze. Somebody grab John Blaze's link and put it up on my channel, please. Give it up there 3 times. I'll say goodnight. I'll tell my Vietnam story another time. Yeah, Jack, I mean, when you're posting smack like that on somebody's channel, you gotta understand that I gotta remove the message. I don't even have the option. You're the one who has to remove it. Otherwise, I have to remove you as a moderator, then remove the comment. You're not allowed to do that stuff anymore, Jack. YouTube has changed the parameters on what you can say, what you can't say. So, all right, so let's get John Blaze's channel up there. Let's see what John Blaze is all about here. Well, I think we could do this from here. Let's go to John. I don't know where. I know how to do this. Message retracted. Thanks, Jack. Yeah, you're going to get me in trouble. No, all kidding aside, you're going to get me in trouble. All right, let's go here. I'm going to... I can't even get to John Blaze's channel. All right, you know how I could do this? I could do it different. I'm going to get John Blaze's... hold on a minute. I'm going to... John, story time with Blaze.
Well, hello.
What happened? It's over. Oh man, his live stream ended before it started. His notice didn't come out till the his notice didn't come out until the show was over. His notice didn't come out until the show was over. Okay, thanks, Scott. So I'll tell the Vietnam COVID story. So what a terrible trip that was. I actually wished, if I ever do go back to another country, I think I'll go back to Vietnam and see a different part of the country. But my trip to Vietnam, I got sick on the trip, on the plane to Manila. I got sick. Anyway, I'm in Vietnam. I'm coming back. I missed my flight because of some sort of thing that happened on the plane where I missed my flight. And this is Michael. He's a friend of mine. That's how it worked back then. That's how it worked. You know that. So this is Michael. He's a friend of mine. This is Tommy. He's a friend of mine. And now all of a sudden we could go out and do jobs together. So I had a flight to Vietnam, and I had a 3-hour layover, and then I was going to come back. And there was a 4-hour delay, and I missed my flight, so I had to rebook the flight. So I rebooked the flight, but I was sick. But I didn't know that I had to take a COVID test because they said no, just the 2 vaccines were enough. But I had to take a swab test, so I buy another ticket for $300. It was 7,000 dong, 7,500 dong, 750,000 dong. It was $300. Let's see. I forgot what dong is. I gave all my dong to Daisy. She wanted dong. I don't know why, but she wanted it. All right, let's go here. Let's go 750,000 dong to pesos. No, that's not right. Anyway, I buy another ticket. This is messed up. So I buy a ticket. That's not the right one either. Frick, what am I doing here? 750,000 dong to pesos. $17,000, 1,770. That can't be right. Maybe it was 750, 7.5 million. Yeah, that's what it was. Right, it was million, not. Okay, so it was 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got to add a 0. Okay, now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. $7 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 million dong. That's what I paid. 7 million. That's 16,000 pesos. So it was 300. It was a little over about $300 I had to pay for a ticket, and I'm at the counter, and these people, they don't care. They don't care about you. I told the lady, do I need to do anything else before I buy this ticket? She goes, no, sir. I buy the ticket. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I walk away from the counter. I went and got, I took out 10 million dong, and I buy the ticket, and I go to the counter. You have to be at the counter 6 o'clock in the morning. Got to be online. I get online, and the woman says to me, do you have a swab test? I said, no, ma'am. You got to go get a swab test. And you go up the escalator, there's a doctor there with the swab. So I go up, and the guy does the swab, and I'm first online. I'm there at 6:15 in the morning. And the guy says to me, 2 young men, maybe in their 20s, sir, you failed the COVID test. You have COVID. And I knew I don't know what my fever was. I could barely walk 100 feet. I was sick. And I said to the man, well, what do I do? And he said, well, you come back in 6 days. I said, do I have to go to any special hotel? He said, no, sir. Just go to a hotel and try to stay away from other people. They know you're not going to stay away from everybody. They know you got to go eat. You got to buy food. Just try to stay away from other people as much as possible. See if you can quarantine yourself into the hotel. Luckily, the hotel I went to gave us 3 meals a day. It gave me 3 meals a day. So 3 days go by. And the only place that had good internet in the hotel, but I wanted to go back to the airport to buy Daisy and her mother pocketbooks. So I got to go back there. Daisy wants pocketbooks, and I'm going to go back there and I'm going to go look for pocketbooks. So I go into the elevator on the third or fourth day, and I'm on the. I walked to the airport from the hotel. It was about a mile away, half a mile away. And I get in the elevator in the basement on the other side of the building from where the testing facility was. And I walk into the elevator and I walk straight into, physically walk straight into the two doctors. And they look up at me and I look at them and I look at the floor and they walk out. They don't say a word. I'm going, wow, they just told me that to quarantine myself, and I'm here. They saw me. They didn't say anything, so I let it go. I mean, if they don't care, I don't care. They knew who I was, though. So I don't get the pocketbook at that time because Daisy's mother wasn't there to pick out the right color. Okay, so that was 2 hours. I'm in the store for 2 hours picking out pocketbooks. That was the first and last. Anyway, so now 6 days is up. I'm still sick. Oh, man, I'm just as sick as the day I was. And the guy, I go to the testing facility. Let me get back to my page. I got to get back to my page. I have my ticket now, right? Yeah, I go back. So that when I went to the test of the first day, I have the ticket. I'm ready to get on the plane. They tell me I can't get on the plane. So I go back to the counter where I bought the plane. She goes, no, sir, there's no refunds. This is Vietnamese Airlines. You bought a ticket for Vietnamese Airlines. We don't give refunds. Only Philippines Airlines gives refunds on the first ticket that I had, but we don't have a counter for Philippines Airlines in Ho Chi Minh Airport. So I didn't get a refund from my first ticket, which I paid about $175 for. The second ticket was $300 because it was the same day. And that was half price. So now I lost the second ticket. Now, I go back on the day 6, and the guy goes like this. Now, the first test took 20 minutes. I was number 1. At 6:35 or 6:40 in the morning, I knew I couldn't get on the plane. The guy goes like this. And he puts the swab on the tray. He goes, go sit down, sir, and wait till the test is done. I walk 12 feet. I didn't even sit down. I turned around to sit down. He goes, sir, you passed. You cheated. You cheated. You're lying. I thought he was lying. I thought he was just goofing. No, sir. I said, are you serious? Yes, sir, you passed. You can go buy a ticket. So they have to give you a paper. So those two guys were real. They knew but I didn't make a fuss. I enjoyed my 6 days, what little I could do, walk around, get tired, sit down, walk around, get tired, sit down, go to the War Museum, sit down, go to the Russian War Museum, sit down. I enjoyed my time there, but I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more if I wasn't sick. So those guys, without asking them, without being upset with them, without arguing with them, no conversation with them other than, what should I do? Go quarantine yourself. I came back 6 days. 3 days later, they saw me. The guy he only went like this. He went, okay, go sit down. And before I sat down, the test was done. It was the fastest COVID test in the world. It took all of 15 seconds. And I got on the plane, came home. John Blaze I just tried to go to your channel. We put the link up for your channel. Scott put it up. Your notice, they've been doing this. The notice for your live stream, when I got the notice, I went straight to your channel. You were ending your live stream. So your notice, your live stream was 8 minutes long. The notice came out at 7 minutes and 50 seconds. So I had 10 seconds to look at your chat, which was a lot of chat, and then it went to video. So there, whatever. They're doing the same thing with myself as well. Sometimes my notice comes out when I push the button, and sometimes the notice comes out when 10 minutes later, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. Same thing for Barry. All the great bloggers. It's happening to all the greats, the YouTube greats. Flat Earth Society. I got a big video coming up, Flat Earth Society. I gotta shut this food off. I gotta get going. It's getting late here. I gotta go get a load. I got a big show coming up, Flat Earth. A really big show. I've been doing a lot of research on the Flat Earth. Samuel Robotsam, Eric Dubai, and a couple other people. I've been taking notes. I got a document here, and I got a document in my files here. I'll go over the notes. Let me know if there's something I should add. First of all, documents, Flat Earth Socratic questions. Socratic questions is a kind of question where you ask somebody and you make like you don't know the answer. A Socratic question, it's how I'm going to start the show. Socratic questioning, or Socratic mnemonics, was named after Socrates. He used an educational method that focused on discovering answers by asking questions from his students. According to Plato, who was one of his students, Socrates believed that the disciple practice of thoughtful questioning enables the scholar-student to examine the ideas, and I'll put that Socratic questioning link in the let me hold on a minute. Let me get. I'll give you the link so you guys can see in advance what I'm going to talk about for the Flat Earth Society, because I could tell you why the Earth is flat and prove it with the evidence that I have that I'm going to post in the Flat Earth. But I'm sure I will enjoy your upload. So this is Socratic questioning. This is one topic. And I'll get to that as soon as I'm done. I gotta cook. I want to get out of here and get a load for my phone. Error, try again. I don't know why that happened. Okay. So it said error, try again. So understanding gyroscopic instruments, which is going to be another topic, how planes work. What? Okay, that worked. So how gyroscopes work, how they work, how they function. And then And I'm going to go into water seeks its own level. Rivers run downhill. They don't run uphill. So if a river was 1,200 miles long, at some point it would have to run uphill. That's not possible. Rivers run downhill only. And then submarines set their depth in San Diego, California, and they go across the Pacific Ocean at 100 feet. They never do anything. The gyroscope keeps them at 100 feet. No compensation for curvature of the Earth. This is an interesting one. I don't know that I'm going to get this in the window. The moon rocks. The moon rocks that were given to Holland, I think that was. Where is that? Holland? The moon rocks that were given to the country of Holland by Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin turned out to be fake. That's what they say. I don't know that it's true or not, but that's what they said. And the reason I have this link here is when I do the live stream, I'm just going to read the article. Now, all the moon tapes have disappeared. LOL. And this is about the moon tapes that disappeared. They said that early in 2005, NASA said that the search for the 14-track data tapes, they couldn't be found, and they determined that the tapes were most likely erased and used again, which is standard practice, which is nonsense, but that's what NASA said. You guys should open up some of these links and read, so you'll be on par with what I'm going to do on probably New Year's Day morning. Maybe the next day, Monday, maybe Monday night in America. And then vacuums. Oh, this is a big one. Vacuums. You got to have a sealed container to have a vacuum. You can't have a vacuum without a barrier. So therefore, how space goes from being 14 pounds per cubic foot atmospheric pressure to 0, that's not possible. That's just some of my notes. I made notes. Got to make notes. Every good blogger makes notes. But the Earth is flat. The Earth is water seeks. Never in history has water ever adhered to any surface, except a little drippage. Not the kind of but not the kind of water that makes up an ocean. Drippage, like you put water on a ball, it all drips to the bottom. A few drops. The Earth is flat, but more than that, gyroscopes. You set the gyroscope at level, straight and level plane, plane, and the aircraft or the submarine goes straight horizontal. It does not compensate for the curvature of this so-called globe. The Earth is flat. You can believe what you want. It doesn't matter. The Earth is flat. You guys are all going to be Fazio's flat Earth. It's not my flat Earth. Listen, I'm going to tell you people. I'll say I got to end this live stream. I'll give you another 2 minutes at 3:40. I'll end the live stream. I thought the guy who told me was nuts, Manny Skywatch, when he said that the Earth is flat. And all I did was read the research material that Manny sent me years ago, back in 2012. I read it once, and I said, you know what? The Earth is flat. I didn't have to read it 3 times because I understood the research. I know how a gyroscope works. I remember my Uncle Jay saying you just set the gyroscope in San Diego and you go across the Pacific Ocean at 100 feet. You never touch the gyroscope. I remember when I flew, we never touched the gyroscope. I know how fast the plane goes. If the Earth was curved, every 30 seconds, you'd have to dip the plane down 2,772 feet at 585 miles an hour. We don't dip the plane down. You know when the plane is coming to go down. You can feel it. In between the time you take off and the time you're landing, you never see the plane do anything but straight and level. The Earth is flat. So with that, thanks everybody for stopping by. Thanks very much, John Blaze, Scott Del Fuego, Flat Earth Society, Dennis Adam, Jack Thompson, Kip O'Crispy, the great and honorable Alla Winter, the great and honorable DNC, the great Go-Go Bobo Sister. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you very much. And Freebird, who is now leaving normal comments, which I really appreciate on my channel. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. And, of course, Amping Permi from Michael Fazio and Daisy May. And Amping Permi, which, of course, means take care always. From the Philippines, baby. I'm going to look for any more late comments. Freebird says, honestly, Freebird says he can't prove it one way or the other. Well, do you have an email that I can send you? Can you put an email? Tell you what you do, Freebird. I will send you the document that I have on my screen, which I only just gave you 4 links to. I think there's 8 links. It's just a flat earth. It's a flat earth. It's notes to prove the flat earth. I'll show it to you again. It's flat earth Socratic questions to make people wake up. So the first is about Socratic questioning. The second one is understanding how gyroscopes work. The third one is rivers run downhill. That's number 9, actually. Submarines work with gyroscopes. Planes work with gyroscopes. This is how the government, this just proves how the government doesn't tell us the truth. The moon rocks that were given to Holland were proved to be nothing more than an old tree, petrified tree. Vacuum is not possible without a barrier. Like, in order to have a vacuum, you have to have a Bernoulli, I think it's Bernoulli. A Bernoulli bell. The Bernoulli's principle. A vacuum can be created by moving airspace using a vacuum pump or by reducing pressure using fast flow of fluid as in Bernoulli's principle. Bernoulli's principle is, in short, how a naturally aspirated carburetor works. An increase in volume in the carburetor intake might be 1 inch in diameter. A few inches back, it's 1.25 inches in diameter. An increase in volume causes a decrease in pressure, and then that causes an increase in the speed at which the fluid goes through using Bernoulli's principle. So that's why carburetors go from small to big to small. The increase in volume creates a negative pressure which sucks the air into the carburetor, and that's how planes create lift as well. Bernoulli's principle is what makes planes fly. So I'm going to give you, so if you have now this is I can't talk about this. So there's a guy named Jim Stone. I'll give you the name of the website. You could go read his website. I say he's a nut job, but when you read it, if you remember what happened during Fukushima, you might come to a different conclusion. Jim Stone might be not as nuts as normal. See, I couldn't post this all in my, I can't post it in my chat. I couldn't even post it in my my community post. And then rivers run downhill. So if you have an old email or any email, you send me, go to one of my old videos. This is for Freebird. Go to an old video, post your link, say your name is, I'll say your name is Freebird, and I'll send you my email document. I don't care. And if someone else gets my email address, I'll just spam it if I don't like what's in there. But my email address is not that much of a secret. So thanks for watching. And that's how anybody can get the Freebird. That's how Freebird can get my links to some of my conspiracy theories. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye for now. Salamat. I'm Pink Permy from Michael and Daisy, which means, of course, take care always. Okay, you're welcome, Freebird. And bye-bye for now. I gotta go. I got the thing. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. Happy New Year's. I don't know that I'll see you before then. Have a safe New Year's. And remember, this is not a joke. If you guys are out drinking and you live in any normal country in America, first DUI is $10,000 and months of your life in aggravation. And you go to jail. So if you're going to go out drinking for the holidays, put the car keys in the drawer and take a cab to where you're going, and take a cab to where you're going to go after that, and take a cab to where you're going to go after that, and then take a cab home. So it costs you $100 for a cab. The first DUI in America is $10,000. You have to buy new clothes to go to a school, and you got to go to school for maybe 10 sessions. That's 10 nights from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. And then you have to pass a test. It's cheaper to rent a cab, safer for you, safer for the people on the road. Don't drink and drive. That's my advice. And you'll thank me for it. Because those of you who don't listen, and those of you who get arrested, I told the guy, Bush, I worked when he was a bartender. I said, Bush, you're drunk. New Year's. And he goes, I'm okay. I said, Bush, take a cab, man. We have cabs waiting. We were working at Coconuts Bar and Grill and Restaurant. Take a cab. Nah, I'm okay. He got pinched out of the parking lot. He got whooped outside the parking lot. $10,000 would have been his first DUI. But it was his second DUI in Key Largo. $15,000. 1 year he lost his license for. Cheaper to take a cab. Try to remember that. Dennis Adam, thank you. Bye-bye. Umping, which means take care always, and take a cab. Don't drink and drive. Bye-bye for now.